Hey, turn that shit up, Mike.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought it was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze, leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-pound rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split 'em. FN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those six, nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding.
Man, what's good? What's good? Salute to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my guy Big Dog Willie with the $2 holler. Say salute to the diabolical retarded Katie Haney coat capping. Yes, we're gonna talk about that too. Shout out to my guy All Thing Peace and Blessings King. First one in every day, just about. Terrell Davis, Peace and Blessings King. Icon Canadian, Peace and Blessings King. Boxing Breeze with my guy D1, Peace and Blessings King. Cassandra, welcome. I done got you wrenched up already, Queen. Peace and blessings. Brian B. King Falcon, peace and blessings, homie. Coach Amber, hope you feeling better, Queen. Peace and blessings to you. Mike Rhythm, peace and blessings, homie. Thomas Hill, the OG, peace and blessings, King. My dog, Big Dog Willie, peace and blessings in the building. Calvin Elliott, peace and blessings. That's my man, Kawhi. Okay, I got you, Kawhi. Peace and blessings, homie. Circle 7, peace and blessings. Yes, sir. Frequent flyers in the building. Peace and blessings. Kia be here in a second. I'll drop the link for her. She'll be here in just a little bit. She's on the way. Woo! Did y'all see them fights this weekend? I won everything, and I didn't touch the David Benavidez and Boo Boo fight. I just didn't want to touch that fight right there. Like my heart was saying Boo Boo, but my mind was saying David. Boo Boo was too big though. He was too big. I guess he thought he had that power, and that was a problem right there. That was a problem, boy. Did y'all see that body shot that man took? That body shot that man took right there was devastating. Hold on 1 second. Drop that for Key. And shout out for my man Circle 7 with the $10 bag of that good dro on the Cash App. Appreciate you, big dog, Circle 7. Appreciate you, brother. Okay, now let's break it down. Let's go over these fights for a second. If y'all notice, I put up the short of White Magic. Vito Mielnicki Jr. Now, people, they sleeping on him, right? He's 16-1 now with 11 knockouts. He knocked out Alexis Salazar in the first round. Knocked him down 3 times now. This is the same Alexis Salazar that gave Carlos Adames a good fight. Even though Carlos Adames finally finished him. This is the same Alexis Salazar. His last fight was against Xander Zayas. And Xander Zayas had to get a unanimous decision. Yeah, Xander Zayas couldn't put him down. And see, I've been telling people about Xander Zayas that I wasn't sold on him. Ariana, peace and blessings, Queen. Shalom. I've been telling people about Xander Zayas. I've told them, the man right there, he's nothing top ranked. They hide them. You know, if he come over here to the 154 over here, y'all know who my guy is, Baracus. Y'all know who that is. We ain't got to say his name. Now, he might have lost to Lubin, but he's still the baddest 154-pounder out there. They gave Lubin that one. We're not going to take it away from Lubin, but he's still the baddest 154 out there. But, yeah. So, Vito Mielnicki, he destroyed that man. The next, we had the Samurai, Sergey Lipinets. Strap season, salute, King. We had Sergey Lipinets, the Samurai, versus Michelle Rivera. Now, if y'all see Michelle Rivera in that fight, I don't understand how the hell Michelle Rivera made 135. I don't understand it. Michelle Rivera was big, he was huge, and he looked like a problem at 140. Now, Sergey Lipinets, his only 2 losses is from champions, Mikey Garcia and Jerron Boots Ennis at 147. This is the same Sergey Lipinets that stepped in from Adrian Broner and destroyed Omar Figueroa. This is Sergey Lipinets that used to be a champion at 140. The one that wanted to fight Terrence Crawford at 140. But Terrence Crawford had moved up, and Sergey had ended up getting the belt. So Sergey Lipinets, he has the pedigree, and he's a hell of a fighter. But Michelle Rivera put on a clinic out there, and he looked amazing. And now they said that he was weight drained versus Terrence Crawford, and against Frank Martin, and I see it. Because remember, he got caught with the diuretics in the system. And diuretics, that's stuff that people use to help them pee. It helps them piss off the fluid out the body. Aquaflex, peace and blessings, King. So diuretics will make you tired because you have less fluid in your system. So I kind of believe that part now when they sit there and say like he was kind of weight drained versus Frank Martin. I can believe it because Out there, he was on his toes the whole night versus Lipinets. Like he was doing what he had to do. And so I was like, okay, that he's stacked. But after that, yeah, he looked at huge Thomas Hill, like, bro. Yeah, he was definitely dehydrated at 135. Yeah, that boy was huge. And he did something that a lot of fighters can't do. See, the best style of boxing, and people don't realize they try to say which style is the best. The best style of boxing, the style of boxing that gives people the most headaches and people can't stand, is that in and out boxing. Like the in and out boxing that Muhammad Ali used to do, like Michelle Rivera do. Like you have to have incredible stamina and incredible legs to be able to do that. Some boxers only do it for a couple of rounds. But if you're able to do that through a whole fight, that is the worst type of fighter to fight. Look at Canelo versus Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara used to do that. And you see Canelo got beat by that. Just like Bivol. Bivol does it somewhat. And you see he had success against Canelo. Floyd used to go in and out like that. He had success against Canelo. Like he sit right there and get out the way. Like those are the worst type of boxers to go against. The ones that can go in and out. Because that herky-jerky movement, it makes you have to follow them around, and then it sets you up to get countered every daggone time. But a lot of fighters have went away from that because it expends so much energy trying to do that. Like a lot of fighters can't put up with the stress and the strain of doing that right there. So they can't. But that first fight on the main card with Roach versus Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia looked like a shell of himself. Like Tank took a lot out that man right there. Plus, I feel like a lot of them shots should have got called. Okay. Okay, Key's coming right now. I think Key might want me to hold up off before she get on. She's about to get on now, so yeah, frequent. Yes, Shakur was. And see, when you're in and out boxer, Black Truth, Tanjiro, what's up, Truth? See, in and out boxing style, but Shakur didn't do it the whole fight though. Frequent. In and out boxer is the most dangerous boxer out there, especially if they got some punching power to go with it. Especially if they got punching power to go with it. But welcome Key to the stage, people. How you doing, Miss Key Alexandria?
Hey, Upper, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I was waiting on you before we really started talking about the fight card. I talked about the undercard first.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you was cooking. I was listening to what you were saying. You were just on Hector. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. Hey everybody. Go ahead, Upper. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, I was telling them about the most dangerous boxing style is the in and out style. Like, but you have to have so much leg strength and so much conditioning. Like Muhammad Ali, that shows how great of an athlete he was because he was able to perfect that in and out style like that. And that's what made him so dangerous. The only times Ali got beat is when he didn't use the in and out style. You feel what I'm saying? Like that style right there is hard to gauge because you got to time your opponent. You got to watch their movement. If we ever see any more boxers go back to that style right there, they will be championship pedigree. Like, but it's so grueling. Like the tax that they put on their body is so much. Like hell, training for that fight would be worse than the fight itself, honestly. But I know you need to do your introduction. Go ahead, Key.
Okay. Oh no, Upper, you were doing. I was really listening, but the only introduction I really want to give is we had a horrible news that happened over the weekend, over Thanksgiving. My thumbnail in the show, I'm dedicating it today to Samuel Tia, the boxer. He was, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say he was a super lightweight. He is 19 with he's 19 wins, I think 1 loss, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 5 losses. I should have done my homework a little bit more, but he was He is no longer with us. An incident happened to where I guess he was shot and killed in Philadelphia over the weekend for Thanksgiving. So my thoughts and prayers definitely go out to his family, his friends. If he had children, man, to everybody, everybody that he touched. My thoughts and prayers are with you all, man. It's like I don't care how long, we only think about the big names, of boxing, but it's people like this, like, man, boxing is,
Everybody.
yes, everybody. Boxing is boxing, man. So my condolences, Samuel Tia. This show today on my behalf is dedicated to you, King. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Let's all give him a moment. And shout out to my guy John Kramer in the building. I'm okay, King. But thanks for asking. But yeah, shout out to that man right there. Let's give it a moment of silence. All right. But see, that's what we gotta realize. Like, tomorrow's never promised. That's why I always tell people to practice emotional fitness. Make sure you let your loved ones know how you feel about them, because you might not be able to say it one day. So you got to always be prepared to let them know that. So it ain't no gate or no holes there if something happens to you. So try to make sure you always make sure your family knows how you feel about them. And always try to keep yourself physically fit and spiritually as well. But yeah, seen and unseen boxing. Salute, King.
Yes, true. So shout out to everybody that's here. And you're definitely right, Upper. That's 100 for real. Shout out to the Queen, Miss Arena. Shout out to Seen and Unseen Boxing, John Kramer, Zenith. What's good, King? Shout out to Frequent Flyer. Frequent been on a roll these past few days, man.
Oh
Shout
man, you should have seen Zenith. Zenith was in there at KQKC having fun.
Lord, he was cussing. He cussing folks out.
Him and Judah got into it as usual.
Lord have mercy. One time I seen Zena cuss out somebody in the chat, man, with straight facts. The person started ignoring them and he just kept tagging them, just saying stuff. I'm like, please, Zena, show mercy. Zena ain't for none, bro. Like, you come for him, he gonna end it. Period.
Oh
Also,
yeah. Yeah, him and Judah, they got like a 3-year long beef going on. I just love sitting there watching them go at it every time. Every time.
They are hilarious. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to Zena.
No
man.
problems. No problem seeing that scene, bro. We just appreciate you coming through, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you to All Things, as always. 10 Toes Down. That's my boy right there. Shout out to you. Thomas Hill, it's so good to see you, King. Shout out to you, man. Aka Flex. Oh, Aka, I checked out that anime. I haven't watched it all yet, but I'm gonna holler at you about it. Shout out to Strap Season, Calvin Elliott.
We can't hear about the anime?
Oh yeah, I will. I got you. I'm gonna end that with that, because that was it was something that he told. It was a show that he told me to watch.
Talking about that boxing one, that eye poop, that eye thing.
Yeah. I didn't only seen bits. I told him I was gonna watch at least one, so I'm gonna talk to him about it. I'll talk to all of y'all about it. Calvin Elliott, shout out to you, Kawhi. Shout out to you, King. That's my favorite, one of my favorite names in the world. James Dunnigan, Circle 7, Big Dose, thank you for the donation. Mike Rhyme, Brian B. King, the king of the chat, D1, that's my boy right there, and the Queen Cassandra. Shout out to you, man. All right, so let's get this popping.
Oh yeah, shout out to Light Skin Business. I ain't seen him come in standing on business. Shout out to Skills from New Orleans. Peace and blessings, Kings. Y'all done snuck in. There you go. All right, go ahead, Key.
Man, let's get this started. So you wanted to say you were going in on Hector. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, he didn't look the same, but Lamont Roach, they gave him the Katie Taylor treatment that other night, right? Because a lot of them shots that he did wasn't scoring like that. I felt like he was doing a lot of shoe shining, and that's like what Katie Taylor did, right? Respect Roman boxing. Like Katie Taylor, she's past her prime, but they still pushing her like she's blockbuster. You feel what I'm saying? And like Lamont Roach, he one of them, when he knocked Hector down, he cuffed the man in the back of his head. Like he cuffed him. Like the man was cuffing the man. Like I'm like, bro, he hitting this man all in the back of his head. Is y'all letting this thing slide? Like a shot to the back of the head is devastating, bro. Like they was letting that thing slide. And then he was doing a lot of shoe shining. I saw Hector was getting off with a few of them check hooks and everything. I felt like Hector held his own. Like if I was Lamont Roach, I wouldn't have been celebrating that win right there because I really don't feel like he got out of there with it. And I always thought that you're supposed to beat the champion. Like you're supposed to beat the champion. And I felt like the champion didn't get beat. I felt like he got robbed, honestly, but that's how I feel right there. I felt like Hector did enough to hold on to the belt, but I guess they seen it otherwise, honestly. But yeah. What do you think?
I would like to be honest with you. First of all, shout out to Lamont Roach and Hector Garcia. I'm just thankful. One of the things I'm thankful for is that neither one of them were seriously injured because we still got to talk about Matias and Boo Boo, Lord Jesus. But shout out. This was actually light work. This was nice to watch. I think, to be honest with you, I feel a little indifferent. I can see a draw, right? And I'll tell you why. Because Hector, during the first, I think it was round 1, round 3, from like 1 to 4, Hector was doing good, especially rounds 1 and 2. He was more of the aggressor. You could tell that Lamont, he has a little power, but he ain't got no pop. Because Hector didn't, he really didn't care about being the aggressor with coming forward, taking his shots. But I felt like Hector kept looking for that left shot all night. And he did. There was a couple times, I think it was like in the 7th where he hit Lamont. It was on the ear, though. It wasn't flushed. He kept hitting him, but it wasn't flush left shots. And it was catching Lamont attention. But I think that Lamont did a good job with weathering the storm. He remained calm. He fought his style of fighting. And if it wasn't for that knockdown, I could see a tie, but I would still understand if they gave the edge to Lamont because Lamont did box Hector, though. I can't even take that away from him. But see, he got the same. Lamont had the same objective. The only difference between him and Tank is that Tank got power and is a more elite style boxer. But when it comes to boxers, Hector got a problem with that, it seemed like. I
see them catching him. He kept catching him behind that head, though. Like that wasn't just a one-time shot. Like he caught Hector a few times back, then the ref wasn't even admonishing it. Like I'm like, wow. And like if you ever been in the ring, if you get hit behind that head, that's a debilitating shot right there. I mean, you see what happened when Spence got caught with that thing at the ear, right? It changed the whole complexion of the fight. And like Hector was getting bing bonged. Like that's what I call it, bing bong, because that's what was happening. He was getting bing bonged and the ref was letting it happen. And I'm like, well, damn. Like ref, you don't see, like when he knocked Hector down, it was like he cut the back of Hector's head and pulled him down. If you look at the replay, it was like he cuffed the man in the back of his head. Like your glove is not supposed to be at the back of that man's head and pull that man forward. You don't remember that?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know the ref seen it. It was like the ref didn't care. I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah, and I get to see that.
I was like, tell me you got paid off without telling me you got paid off. That's what I was saying.
Right. I think it needs to be
salute Adam Hurley and salute Bullet Gibson.
I think it needs to be a rematch, low key. I do think that.
Yeah. I do too. At least you gotta beat the champ, though. I thought like when stuff this close right here, usually the champ will go ahead and get the the benefit of the doubt. It was like they was going in to get rid of Hector. Like he Dominican. You know how they feel about them. So they don't get the same privileges as the other Latino brothers. I'm just being honest.
Well, this is why we say, y'all, it's important not to play with your food in the ring. You got to go out there, especially when it comes to close fights. For me, moving forward, Lamont's gonna have to, of course, not do that again. I do think it needs to be a rematch. Him and Hector need to rematch. Do you think it'll be the same outcome, or do you believe that Hector would try to press on the gas more?
I think he would have to press on the gas because if he don't step on the gas, then he's already see that they're out to get him already. Like if he doesn't step on the gas, then he's gonna have the same outcome, and like that's it.
Yeah, true. True. Well, shout out to Lamont Roach. Congratulations on the win. I thought Hector was gonna win it. I thought that he was gonna be more in shape, but some just told me flip your pick. Before the fight started, I had switched it to Lamont. I'm glad I did it. I knew it was gonna go 12. Because I think that he ain't got that pop no more.
But see, I had said that Lamont Roach, right? Because remember, I sat there and said in here, I said he was looking a lot good, but like I said, I didn't know how Hector was gonna look after that Tank fight. And usually, after a person get a big loss like that, they usually need a fight or two to get back. And like I said, Lamont Roach has been looking good lately. I just didn't expect that style of a win. I mean, I'm glad that my parlay was good with it, but I still a fan of boxing first. And like I didn't like how it went down. I would like to see it like a little bit more cleaner. Like I would like to see the referees get it right because if they don't, we're running people away from the sport of boxing. Because nobody want to watch something that they feel like is corrupt. Like when you feel like it's a fixing or it's corrupt, like it ain't no use even watching it. It takes away like the wholesome value of it. Like it makes you not even want to, you know what I'm saying? Like you be like, the hell, I'm watching this. This shit's already predestined, predetermined. Like
Right. What do you think about a matchup between Roach versus Oshaki? Oshaki.
that'd be a good fight. I feel like Oshak has the tools to beat the man, but is if he gonna make it hard on himself or not. Like Oshaki, he can be a dog, but he also likes to play with his food, and that's his problem. He plays with his food, like he doesn't use that killer instinct. And see, I've noticed that about a lot of these fighters out here. Like lately, a lot of these fighters like to play with their food, and that's where you get hurt, and that's where you get messed up with playing with your food. Like you got to go ahead. Like in boxing, you don't get paid for overtime. So why are you still in here playing with these people? Get this man in, get out, get him out the way, and get about your business. Like I said, you don't get paid for overtime. So why are you playing? It's like a lot of these fighters haven't been in wars, right? And so they ain't used to getting hit a lot. See, instead of going through the damn the training camp and everything, and you doing all your skills and you boxing beautifully and everything, you need to get you a puncher to come in there, and you need to go in there and you need to take some shots. Like the coach need to get you in there where a dude throwing some shots and you getting hit with these shots, so you can see what it's like to take a few shots. T. Wells, peace and blessings, King. So you won't be so gun shy when you taking shots. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a lot of these fighters scared to get hit. Like they ain't got no will to get in there and mix it up. And like maybe, yes, Marcus Garvey, you should have just came on your real page, Marcus Garvey. But yes, we talking about analogy, playing with your food, not taking care of the business, not standing on business, not taking out your opponent when you have a chance to. It's called playing with them. That's the analogy, King. And I don't know why you acting like you don't understand that, Kane. You know what the analogy is, Jack Finger.
Who is that?
That's Kane.
Oh, okay.
He using that email Jack Finger.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, go ahead, Upper. Hey, Mr. Mechanical.
Mr. Mechanical, peace and blessings, King.
T. Well, shout out to you, King. Well, I think that'll be a good fight. From what I've seen, that dig down, I would put money on if them two, because Lamont said that he's open to fighting everybody at 130. You know they always say that, but I think I would give the edge to O'Shaquie Foster for the simple fact of what he showed me in that fight a couple months ago. That dig down to get him up out of there in hostile territory, that was such an impressive win for me. Quite honestly, like, and he beat that man, flush throughout the rounds, but we already knew the setup that was at play.
Oh yeah, O'Shaquie, if he didn't knock that man out, he was about to lose that belt. No matter how good he did. You could tell from the commentary, they had already had the fix in.
Exactly. So
without a knockout, he was not going home champion. And that was facts, cuz.
Yeah, so I was like, man, like it was I was really impressed with that win. And now that I see the both fighting styles of that dig deep, I think it would be a great rugged fight, but I give O'Shaquie the edge. It was just something about that for me. It was just I don't know, maybe I'm just being a little biased.
Nah, I think O'Shaquie got enough skills to beat Lamont, because I've seen Lamont in there with somebody that can hit a little bit. Because you say what you want, but Jamel Herring do have a little pop to his shots. You feel me? And Jamel Herring was beating Lamont Roach from pillar to post in there. Like, he was popping him. Jared, he did him the way Shakur did him, just about. But he was all right at one point. He just got old. Plus, he went against Shakur. And Shakur, people can say what they want, but Shakur is a monster. Like, Shakur makes people look average. And Jamel Herring was next on that chopping block, and Shakur made him look average. So, but that don't mean Jamel wasn't a good fighter, because he was a champion. So you got to be good to be a champion, and he was a champion. So he was a champion before Shakur. That's why Shakur got his belt. But
so the next fight, it went down. Now this is where it just went, everything, all control was lost. I mean,
it was the control that I told you. I told you exactly how it was gonna play out. I told y'all when we was in here, I told you the first 2-3 rounds. I said that
Matia Ergashev.
No, I was reading what Dude said. I told y'all the first couple rounds, I said Matias gonna let Ergashev get them shots off. But I said Matias is gonna be sitting there with the high guard. I told y'all Matias is gonna fire a couple shots in between just to soften it up. And I said he gonna start getting that hook off. I said once Matias starts throwing that hook convincingly, and then I said he's gonna start hitting him in the body around the third round. And I said after that, it's going to be downhill. I told you Matias going to walk through that man between 5 and 7 rounds. And see, I was scared, right? Because when he fought Ponce, it was in the 4th round. The fight went the exact same way. And I told myself, I never picked the 5th round for Matias again, because the 4th round is so scary trying to get out of that, because this boxer's on his last leg and he could go at any moment. And you lose all your money because Matias is about to put him down. And I told myself that after the Ponce fight, because from the Ponce fight, I took Matias from 5 to 10, right? No, it was from 5 to 8. I took him from 5 to 8. So this fight right here, I was like, well, Ergashev, he's a big puncher. Everybody talk about it. I say Ergashev, he's got the last 5 rounds. I said after the 5th round, he's done though. I done said that. I put in for 5 to 7. Man, when we got to the 3rd round, I had deja vu. I said, damn. I told myself last time I wasn't going to do this, because I said Matias gets him out of there too damn quick. So I was in the 4th round, hoping that Ergashev can make it to the corner. Rick Tim, salute, King. And yes, he made it to the corner. Sorry for my guy, Mr. Mechanical. Mr. Mechanical, we went through this a couple months ago with the Ponce and Matias fight, and we both said we weren't doing it no more. But Mechanical took Matias in later rounds, and of course I do Aqua. It's called my cash flow. I got to keep track of what I'm winning and losing. I know I'm up so far. Yeah, he made it to round 5, Mechanical. So Yep, I had Matias from 5 to 7, and I had Vito Mielnicki in the first 3. Yeah, but Zena, if you watch Matias, he does that every time. You remember Ponce? Ponce can punch. Jeremiah Ponce, he could punch. He was throwing everything at Matias, and Matias did the same thing. Yeah, Ponce threw the whole kitchen sink. In 4 rounds, Ponce threw like 500 punches at Matias. And then they stopped the fight because one thing about Matias, he's not no ordinary fighter in there. Matias got a body in that ring. So once Matias starts pouring on punishment to people, usually the opponents will stop the fight because you can already see it going bad for your fighter. And Matias, the man, like I told y'all before, I told you his left hook is faster than most people's uppercut. I mean, most people's jab. And he proved that. That left hook of Matias is so fast. Like he can fire it off twice before you get that jab out there. Shelby, salute. And hey, it went down like I said it was gonna go down, and hey, down goes Frazier. That's all we can say. But shout out to Ergashev's corner people, because hey, they not dumb. They stopped the fight. A lot of people would try to keep that bravado and try to keep it going. Look, they thought about their fighter. They got him up out of there because, hey, it ain't no use. And see, that's a lot of things right there. When you see your fighter has no chance of winning, ain't no use of sitting there letting your fighter take undue punishment. You got to realize the career is not over with this loss. Like, you can always fight somebody else. Okay, this one right here is too much. And I knew he was in trouble from the weigh-in. When he tried to get rowdy and body with Matias at the weigh-in and grab Matias's belt, I told Key, I said, he about to body this nigga. But Key, you know, she was sticking with Ergashev, but now Key's done said what I said. Because if y'all do remember, she gave Devin Haney a chance against Matias, but I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let Key talk about it. The floor is yours, Key.
I didn't give no, I chose Matias because I won big off.
I'm talking about before this fight. Before this fight, you felt Devin could beat everybody at 140 except for remember that, Key?
Richardson Hitchison, two last name guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I thought that he could give everyone a go, but after seeing what I just saw with Matias and Ergashev, no, so I came to the conclusion yesterday after I watched 2 brutal fights, because really Matias and the Benavidez fight we watched the same fight, just 2 different weight classes and different opponents. What I saw was with Matias, I came to the conclusion with him and other fighters. I said there are psychopaths in boxing and there are boxers. Deontay Wilder, Artur Beterbiev, David Benavidez, David Morrell. I would even say I throw Canelo in there. But sometimes,
yeah, he's a hard-hitting psychopath.
yeah,
Canelo, he drops his hands on you.
Yeah. Let me see. Tank, Matias, and who else am I missing?
Morrell.
I already said Morrell. But yes, those fighters, and I think I'm missing somebody else, but those fighters are what I call psychopath fighters, because they are willing to take hits to get hit.
I might put Antoine Russell in there.
Yeah, okay, Antoine Russell. But they're willing to take hits to get hits, and they actually want you to hit them because it does something to them. It clicks. And it's like that's why, you know, like David Benavidez was smiling. David Morrell smiles. Tank Davis smiles. Matias was smiling. Every time, I mean, and Ergashev was throwing some, I mean, I could hear it. I was watching it. I was only on TV watching it. And I heard the bombs that was being thrown. And I'm like, good God almighty, somebody needs to call the ambulance now. Somebody had them outside for one of them. Somebody needs to help.
Oh, yeah, they were throwing some leather now.
Yeah, like the bombs were crazy. And so I came to that conclusion, and I'm like, when it comes to a psychotic fighter like that, that's willing to break you down. Like, people forget there was a time when Tank, if you go back and watch some of his older fights, they had to tell Tank to go over those sportsmanships after he did knock people out. Don't forget to ask if he's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't, like, I'm not saying he didn't care, but it's just like, this is like a day at the office. This is what I came to do. I'm here to punish you. I'm here to make sure that after me, you ain't gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you finna take some punishment. And so, and they welcome it and they like it. And Matias is at the top of that list. He loved every bit of it. When Ergashev was trying to talk to him, he kept trying to walk away so he could do his
Freak was stupid as hell.
time.
I'm laughing at Freak with Flyer.
What'd he say?
Oh no. I just put it on the screen. Look at the screen, Key.
Oh my goodness. Yes, but okay,
Salute,
but
Billy
yes.
Bull.
Hey, Lord, frequent. Hey,
Salute Cash Crypto. Salute Cash Crypto and my guy Philly Bull.
Yeah, definitely salute Cash Crypto. Salute to the Queen, Key Alexandria, and salute to the King, my man, up. Yo,
what's going on, King?
I was just going to chill in the background because I've been hella
you good, bro? You good?
And my man Bullet Gibson, I love my man Bullet Gibson. That's my guy. He know damn well that fool Devin don't want no smoke with Matias. But I say this, since he said Matias did call out Tank.
Yeah, he did.
I think Tank days at 135 need to be over. I feel that way.
I mean,
because there ain't nothing but people gonna disrespect him for no matter who he beat up in there, and I fully believe he mops everybody at 135.
I mean, that man's in his third weight class. You feel me? 140 is his fourth weight class. But me and EBT, I mean, everything boxing. We was talking to KO and Key. She was standing on that Tank business, but I said it in there. I said, man, Tank ain't fucking with Matias, but.
Man, you need to go.
KO and Key, they rock with their fighter. And Key said, hey, she believe in Tank. All I'm saying is Matias, boy, he can take some stuff now.
Tank, he can take some stuff, but he ain't never been hit with some stuff that he can't take. So we got to find out if Tank can take some stuff and he can hit somebody with some stuff that he can't take. But I'm tired of the narrative that's out there.
So you know what? It, though.
I don't think Shakur can do anything with Tank. I never thought it.
Shakur can't do nothing with Matias either. Like
no. Hell no. You gotta be able to hit Matias with some high
Tank and Matias. I think Tank and Matias would be a good fight for as long as it lasts. But Tank can't just stand there and take them shots. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Yeah, I don't think
Tank gonna have to be on his Eastside cruise and stuff, because if not, hey, Jannar here, that's what I was sitting there talking about right there. I mean, Tank, hey, that'll be a tall task for Tank. Hey, but check this out. I want to see it. I like to see the best fight the best. Hey, look, I want to see the best fight the best. I'm not holding no fighter's hand. You a boxer. You want to fight. That man said he the best. He calling you out. I want to see it. I want to see them get in there, and I want to see them scrap. I don't see nobody else giving Tank the type of fight that Matias is. Not Devin, not Shakur. Tank and Matias is blockbuster. But you know what Devin said the other day when Matias called out Devin, and we not even gonna lie. Boogie, salute, King. Devin had a nerve to say what tell the fans what Devin said, Key. Tell them what Devin said when Matias called him out. What did he say?
He said, before he said that there's no money in a Matias fight. But I want to say this too, though. Tank wasn't the only one. He called him out at the ring. But on social media, he also called out Tio and Devin. So he wants them all. And Matias is on record saying that he believes that his toughest fight would be Tio. So that's an interesting fight right there, too. But he called out.
He got to say that for his Puerto Rican brother. That's his Puerto Rican brother. You got to make the Puerto Rican look good. Melvin Air Podcast, peace and blessings, King. But No, Hanos was aware of freaking Flower because Hanos said it ain't no money in a Matias fight, but there's money in a Regis Prograis fight.
This nigga Hanos gonna come and meet his maker. He fighting. He step in the ring with Tank. He's meeting his maker. He step in the ring.
Step in the ring with Matias. Matias is making a shot.
You know
see, that's what I'm saying. This ain't Loma. Because salute Patrick Bill, peace and blessings. Like
he thought he could run the 140 and he thought it was sweet up there, but it ain't sweet as he thought it was.
I've been trying to tell people Matias is a monster, and if Tank, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if Tank go up there, hey,
Tank need to go up there.
I know.
Need to go up there, clean the division out there, shut it down.
I fucks with Tank, my guy, but I'm a betting man. I'm a betting man.
You bet on Matias, man. Bet on him.
Hey, look,
I won't Tank in here because I believe
Tank would be the favorite. You know, Tank would be the favorite.
I don't know if he. I don't know if he favorite,
you're absolutely correct. This is not his first time calling out Devin. No, this is not his first time calling out Devin. This is the second time. But you know, the Haney fans ain't gonna say nothing about that. I'm standing on. You think so, Rick?
Yeah, Tank beats Matias, man. He just too open.
Hey, look,
just too open.
Hey, if Tank can beat it, I just want to see it. Like I said, I ain't got.
But that's what I'm saying. I want to see all the fights happen, and it ain't gonna happen at 125.
I like Tank. Move up. I like Tank. I like Matias. Everybody know who my favorite fighter is. You know, it's man down strap season. You know, but you know, I like Tank. I like Matias. I want to see them get it in because look, Matias is calling for everybody. You know why? Because Matias, he got his biggest check his last fight, which was $300K. Matias is not making no big paydays, so of course he's gonna call out somebody.
Even though he got superstar talent, you know what I'm saying? And it's time for him to start.
And that's what I've been trying to tell people that 99.4% of all fighters never receive $1 million for a fight. Matias got $300K. That's his highest payday, and he's he's a champion.
Nigga, Haney about that shit. We got to see what Haney do with Regis before we start talking about anything frequent. Calm that is down. You better enhance your calm, John.
Well, I would tell you like this. I hope Haney beats Regis because Regis definitely ain't trying to fight Matias. Matias been trying to call out Regis for the last damn 3 years. Regis talking about down the road. Nigga, you 35 years old. How much further down the road is it going to be?
All day.
Yeah. Like Regis, if you're not gonna fight, you just
no. Matias done called everybody out though. He done called Regis out. He done called Tio out.
He didn't get off the pot. Yeah. And see, I used to think Regis was the boogeyman until Matias called him out, and I was like, "Oh, Regis ain't about to take that." You know what I'm saying? Because I thought Regis was the A1 boogeyman. I felt like Josh Taylor and them shitted him and everything. And I said, Jannard. Matias is 31, bro.
Bullet Gibson. I want Tank to fight. First and foremost, I want him to fight T.O. or anybody that he can fight to get a belt up there.
Hold on, Bullet. How are you gonna sit there and say y'all don't want Tank to fight Matias? I'm telling you, I want the fucking fight. Like, that's crazy. Like, dude, what are you saying? I'm sitting there saying I want to see the fight.
Definitely want to see the fight.
And I just
definitely deserve the fight too. He done shown that he deserve a fight.
He got the $300K. He deserves a payday.
Hell yeah, he do. That dude is dynamite in the ring.
Hey, and look, a motherfucker can't say shit about Tank. That'd be the best person on all their records.
I just want to say, of course, I ride with Tank. Shit, it's
okay, Bullet. That's the difference between dreams. That's why they call him the Dream, Bullet, because it's not a reality. If you think
I will say this. I would like to see Matias with a different style fighter. Somebody threw out there that I was listening to a podcast yesterday, Richardson Hitchison, but I think Richardson to get railroad. Like you got it. Like I said, like I was going on saying.
Matias will walk through shit. Look, hold on 1 second. Shout out to Big Dog winning the $2 holler. He said, "Why did Bill say that Devin would KO Roberto Duran?" Hey, let Bullet tell it he knock out Sugar Ray Leonard as well.
Nigga, no lies. Stuff, dog. That nigga need to get off that damn pallet jack.
Yeah, bro. He gonna embarrass him, Bullet. Well, if he gonna embarrass him, Bullet, Why the hell he's talking about ain't no money in the Matias fight, but it's money in the Regis fight, right?
Well, for him, it probably ain't no money in that fight. I'm gonna be honest with
Okay,
that.
so it's money in the Regis fight then? Is that what you saying? Is it money in the Regis Prograis fight?
No, that's a
Regis
fight he
Prograis
think he
ain't
can
never got
win.
more than
No,
500K
that's a
fight
fight
either.
he think he can win. You know what it is, up. You know he think he can win
that's
that
what I'm
fight.
saying. Like,
He don't think he can win that Matias fight.
Bullet, it ain't about being funny, Bullet. It's about that I keep it 100 with everybody. Like I said, I want to see Tank fight Matias. The man called you out. If you gonna fight at 140, you better fight him too. That's what I'm saying. But
no, that's a fact.
I was just so I was saying,
okay, Bullet, you saying Regis' name been known more than Matias? Yeah, he been known to duck because he been ducking Matias for 2 years. So let's not act like that, Bullet. Y'all seen Regis, y'all thought he was the weakest link. That's why y'all went at it. Y'all didn't want nothing to some real Matias because y'all know he a different type of fighter, more athletic, and he will knock Devin the fuck out. And we just being honest.
He don't care about taking punches to get his off, man. That boy will eat some until he get his off, and once he start getting his off, you gonna break down. That dude he's an animal. He is a freaking animal.
And that's what I was saying. Like I put him in a category now of those type of fighters because if you go back and watch the first round of Ergashev when he was, I felt like Matias was stalking him because
I told you,
it was like he was like a lion. It was like a lion and a gazelle because there was a time when Ergashev was back up against the ropes and I swore I screamed out, "Get out of there! Get away!"
Yo, I think.
Hey, look, you had to be in KQKC, Thomas Hill, because I was talking shit to all of them the whole time. Because look, the first round they were happy. They was talking shit like Ergashev was doing something. I kept telling them the whole time, like, y'all don't see these little short hooks that Matias is throwing. Y'all don't see what's happening. Y'all really don't see this man's dropping his load and he's about to get knocked the hell out. Planet 619, peace and blessings, King. Like Matias is like Jason. He take everything you got. Like Jason went to Manhattan. That boxer beat Jason across the whole damn apartment building. Get all the way to the edge, and then and Jason just start firing. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly, D1. What people don't realize when people are throwing a load at Matias be throwing them little short chopping body shots while you in the middle of throwing. So you extend it while he's hitting you in your body. And when he's hitting you in them spots, they really doing damage. And then after he done got you all loose, and now you tucking your elbows as you throwing shots, you're not throwing it with as much velocity, then he popping that left hook out. And I told everybody that dude hook is faster than most people's jabs. I told y'all Matias can hook you twice before you can get a jab off. And I told people before the fight, I told him during the fight what was going down. I say, look, this is the same thing he did to Jeremiah Ponce. I say, Matias is meticulous. He will let you get off while he's in that high guard. He will keep pounding your body with these shots. And like I said, Matias doesn't go past 5 rounds. And I messed up because, like I said, I put it at 5 rounds and I was scared he was about to go out in the 4th round. And then I told myself last fight I wasn't going to go 5 rounds again. I was going to go 4. But I'm glad that Ergashev lasted to the 5th round. And after that, he didn't get back up no more.
I'm just happy that. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Thomas.
Go ahead, keep my bad.
No, go ahead, Thomas. Oh, wait a second. Shout out to that dude named Dave. I really
shout out to my guy, that dude named Dave. Peace and blessings, man. If y'all not subscribed to that dude named Dave, make sure you subscribe to my man Dave. The same stuff I spit on the Upper Echelon Man channel. That dude named Dave. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. Entertaining as hell.
That dude. That's
you
that
know,
dude,
and he keeps it 100.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say for in the chat, my man Zenith and D1, they need to chill with the truth serum, dog. They need to stop giving too much truth right now because they're giving so much truth. It's starting to become a little bit redundant, man. But yeah, you know, things change when it comes to what you see and what you feel. And I mean, everything was about legacy for Devin. Now it's about money. But if it was about money, he had availability to fight Tank, and he didn't want to take the opportunity to fight Tank. Instead, he went for Regis. So, like, whatever you say, it's gonna always look a little bit contradictory when it comes out of that camp because they say so many things to try to cover all bases. So if things don't play out the way that they projected it to play out, they'll say, well, hey, something better came along. Regis is not something better, but what it is an opportunity for him to solidify himself as a boxer because it is a step up in competition. Regis will be the best fighter he has fought. He's not the best boxer, but I think he's the best fighter that he has fought. I think clearly Loma's the best boxer, but he fought him at an advanced age. Now, the reason why I say that is Tank's too old to have been fighting nobodies, the same nobodies that they have fought. Same amount of Latin fighters that they have fought. Actually have fought more black fighters than they have fought.
No problem, Dave.
He fought Linares how many years ago? Like 3 years ago, right?
Like 5 years ago.
Four, yeah, something like that. And he at that time is 5 years older than Tank is right now. You know what I'm saying? And that was 5 years ago or however long ago. And his fight with Loma 34. He older than Tank by more than 5 years.
Hold on one time, Thomas. Hey, no problem. That dude named there. You know how we are, family. And Planet 619, exactly. When Matias told Regis that shit right there, Regis ain't seen it yet because Matias told him straight up. He told Regis, "You keep ducking me." He said, "Don't worry. When I see you, I'm gonna put you in the hospital." And Regis ain't talked about that fight since. My bad, Thomas. Go ahead.
Nah, and then now we got Regis, who is also more than 5 years older than Tank. And these will be quality wins. Now, if Tank run through these, they bums because he's knocking them out. Tank gonna knock them out, and they gonna be bums. That's why I don't really want to see Loma. That's why I really don't want to see Shakur. That's why I don't want to see Frank Martin. Give me him at 140 where, you know what, they much too big for him. And watch what he do to these much too big dudes. I think the best fight is Matias. Huh?
Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
I mean, that Mario Barrios win is aging real gracefully right now.
Very well. Yeah. Like every win he has is aged well. Every win, look at what Loma.
If you look at everybody that he beat, there became champion. Rolly became a champion after he got beat by Tank. Ryan is about to be a champion after he got beat by Tank. Barrios is the intern champ. Garcia was the champ. He just got beat the other night. But
it was a close fight.
But like I said, Matias, this is the way he fight. Matias can also box a little bit, but people ain't making him box. They want to come at Matias. They feel like they can get him up out of there quick, and that's where they mess up at. But y'all gotta make him box. But what people don't realize, Matias can also box.
Yeah, but that's your best chance. You can't bang with his ass. You bang with him, you better be hitting him with some breaks.
And like I said, Matias is fast. He can box too, though.
No,
that's what people get it messed up at. They think Matias is just some bumbling power puncher. No, he can box as well.
It's like you said, though, when you were talking, because I was in there and I said something immediately after you said it. I said, it's only a matter of time. I said for about 3 rounds, this will be competitive, and then you will start seeing something. Now, I do know that, he has a high punch tolerance. But, you got to see the tricky stuff that he's doing while he's taking these punches. Like you said, he's taking people's body from them so that they'll be a lot more easier to.
And he's catching their punches on his wrist and his shoulders and his forearms. Yeah. Like all those shots wasn't getting through.
Yeah. Oh, for Ergashev? Ergashev hit him with his best shot, man. He hit him with his best shot and didn't even move him. I think that shook his foundation because not too far after that, he got hit with a good shot and it was like, oh, shoot.
You remember in the second round?
And that right there, and that's what breaks a fighter right there. When you feel like you just hit a person with their best shot and you hit a fighter with their best shot, and that's where Matias gets them psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
When you just got hit with another opponent's best shot and it doesn't phase you, that right there will take the fight out of your opponent. When he knows he just hit you with everything he got and you just walked it off and you ain't even budge, you ain't even go, that right there can take the fight out your opponent right there. And that's what Matias does. He psychologically beats him, then he physically beats him. And then dude sits over there in the corner and they ask him, do you really want to go back out there? Hell no.
No, you don't want to. It's like Boo Boo. Boo Boo didn't want to continue that fight. He kept spinning his mouthpiece out.
Yeah. Like,
Boo Boo was nothing he was going to be able to do with that dude.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a punk. You don't want to look like a punk, but in your mind, it ain't nothing I can do. I'm just going to be going out there and I'm going to be taking an ass whooping for nothing. just making my career shorter. And a
Yeah,
lot of
because
people ain't trying to do that.
yeah,
So
because
you know the smart thing is to throw in the towel.
I think that oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go
No, Key, go. This is your show. Go on and run it.
No, it's uppers, but
This
so
hour was real. Stop that.
so dang, that's what I was gonna say. Oh well, okay. So I seen the first round. Okay, so 2 points. The first one that I was getting to the when Matias was stalking Ergashev as Ergashev was fighting, throwing back. I noticed that I knew that he wasn't in trouble because he was smiling. And it was like he was accepting the punishment, but he was like, I think he felt like, okay, he hit, but nah, it ain't there yet. But one thing that Ergashev did do in the second round, if y'all, or was it the first? Ergashev caught him with a body shot and made Matias stumble backwards a little bit. But that was it. I felt like that was the shot where he like, oh, that's how you want to do me, and it was.
And after that, and look, after that, Keith Matias started throwing them things real vicious after that one too.
Right, but see what I loved about how Matias meticulously broke it down is he didn't really pick up his volume punching until the second and third round, because I think by the third, he had thrown 100 punches in that round, so he didn't pick it up until like the third round. But the first and the second, he was meticulously breaking that boy's body down. And I think the first round, he didn't throw anything. That second, it was just real slight jabs, combinations to the body. And that's when, because remember, Ergashev was moving real good during the first, but that second, he slowed down. Them short body shots, bro. I saw it. I was like, get out of there, run for your life. Like, there's a gentleman in the chat. He said that the guy the guy Ergashev does not have an inside game. Well, let me tell you, it was that black fighter that Matias fought. What's his name? I gotta look it up, but it was a black fighter that he fought. I want to say last year that had an inside game, and Matias got him up out of there. In order to beat Matias, you got to be on some Floyd Mayweather type stuff. I ain't even finna stunt to y'all, because it's gonna take a special fighter to really be able to break that, like to really either get him to go 12 or to just keep catching him. I don't know, because he's
you literally got to be willing to die in that ring to beat him.
Oh Lord,
Matias is willing to die in that ring. He's done said it. He said before he lose, he's willing to die. And you know, he lost the unanimous decision. Like, he couldn't help that. But before you knock Matias out or you do any of that man said he willing to die in that ring for his pride. So you gotta be able to take it all the way for him. And we know he has no problem putting you out either. He has no problems taking you the hell out of there.
Shout out to the
shout out to you.
Like who?
Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Thomas. He'll spit that woo.
No, thank you, Thomas. And shout out to
especially
you, Dan Upper. Of course, I know Thomas. I was very happy that the corner stopped it, pulled the plug. The man said that he couldn't feel his legs. I ain't never been hit like that.
Yeah.
I ain't never been hit like that. Not even by my mama. And I done got a lot of whoopings. I ain't never been hit like that.
That was beating his ass crypto, my God.
He said his legs went out. Oh Lord Jesus, I hope.
Oh, it was that rib shot he got hit with. Like that man, like he said, he scrambled that man's insides. Matias hit that man in that body and opened him up. Like
it was. Oh my God. It's like, dang, Matias got dudes not being able to walk. Tank got dudes not being able to see. Like, good God Almighty.
Tank blinded Garcia, but Matias putting dudes in a walker.
Exactly. I want to
gonna be pissing blood.
Shalom, Queen Ashley Corner. Peace and
blessings. Ashley's Corner, my queen. What's good with you?
I gotta see it. I want to see Matias versus Tank. I think, and if I Calvin them, I would take Tank with the monks and have him with the monks for a month to get some soul searching to get
for Ergashev.
Dig deep.
I mean for Matias.
Matias, heck, you have to really, man. Look, I know what I saw the other night, Thomas.
I know what I saw too. I seen it in the Ponce fight. He break you down.
I felt like, man, I ain't even finna, like, that's my fighter. I'm not finna sugarcoat nothing. When it comes to a Tank versus Matias, and by Tank being 5'4", I won't
realize Matias is a big boy.
Yeah,
he's 5'9". He big boy.
He's a big
5'9". He rehydrates to about 155.
Yeah,
he's ain't small. He's about 155 rehydrated.
It'd be a tough fight for Tank.
Yeah, Ergashev was about 155, 160 as well, though. Ergashev rehydrated pretty big himself.
Like I said, Ergashev hit him with the boom shakalaka, and it didn't do a damn thing. And I think at that point, that's when he knew he was in. He didn't fight. Do you remember that movie where he was? You know you effed up, right? Tapping on that windshield. Don't be a menace. That Mickey Freaky had that moment where he said, "Oh shoot."
Okay, I think King want to step up here, y'all. He said you sipping too much, and he said keep putting him to sleep. All right, King, I'm gonna drop the link for you.
Oh my God! Come on, Upper.
So
okay, so 140. So to keep the topic on 140, in the 135 division, I found it to be very interesting that Tio has officially turned down the Ryan Garcia fight. I said, yo, he hasn't fought yet, Upper. Ryan has a fight yet. He fight this Saturday.
Yeah, he fights this week.
You know, people know, man. You know, people know about the sparring. I told you he done took Ugas out there. The Tio know what it is.
Yeah, he gonna make light.
The boxing world is small.
Boots.
They're gonna link right there.
Yeah, Boots is special. Boots is special. He damn sure he don't demolish.
Exactly. So, Dave, that's a good question for 147. Could we see Matias move up next year for Boots? Both are IBF champions at 140 or 147. Something to think about.
That would be a lovely fight right there.
Oh, that'd be a banger. I want it all. I want the carnage. That's another psychopath.
No, peace and blessings. I say give Matias a fight at 147 before he fight Boots, though. Like, I wouldn't want him to go up and fight Boots first. I want him to get acclimated one time.
Matias versus Barrios.
Yeah. Well, still, that's a good fight to get acclimated at. But yeah, I would have Matias fight two people. I have him fight Barrios, then I have him fight Vila. I have him fight Vila next. So he has two, because you know it takes a year to put on that much muscle weight, right? So I would have him fight Mario Barrios, then Ramon Vila. And then I have him and Boots fight for the belt after that. Woo! He'll be fully powered at 147, going against a monster and Boots at 147. Yeah.
I think we need to keep our prayers, keep Mr. Vila, Romain Vila, lifted up in prayers, because Bozy a few days ago did an interview and said that that Vila is still recovering from, you know, the fight that occurred in July, and this interview was done.
Yeah, they let that man take too much punishment. That's why we talking about when the corners be letting people take too much damn punishment. Like they did it with the Rashidi Ellis fight, and Rashidi Ellis, he fell off. Like he fell off right there. But this guy right here, Boots is not Rashidi Ellis. Boots kept it going. Now Rashidi Ellis was dropping bombs for 8 rounds, and he fell off. Boots dropped it for 8 rounds and kept on. And see, they should just let it go.
Shout out
to why you have me drop the link? Why you have me drop the link and then you don't even hop up here?
I don't even see the Mickey Freaky. Where you at?
Shout out to D1 always having my back.
D1 put that pistol on him.
Oh, okay. D1 got him to fudge up out of here. I ain't mad at you, D1.
But yeah, so no, we not hopping weight classes or nothing like that, Mr. Mechanical. I was just saying, Dave, a guy named Dave asked a question. I try to make sure I communicate and interact with the panel, or with the chat as much as possible. So it's just a hypothetical. That's all, Mr. Mechanical and Zena. That's all. That's a good fight. So that's a good fantasy fight. But yeah, so sticking back to 140, Tio has officially turned down Ryan Garcia. So we won't be getting that. Rolly and Tio are no longer friends. And they was
fight him.
Yeah, and Tio gave the breakdown to Regis on how to beat Devin, and he said, if you can't do it, then it's gonna be up to me. So that's a big fight to be looking at again, because I got Devin watching Regis.
Hey, Tio and Rolly didn't fill out because Tio was trying to take Rolly's belt. And Rolly was like, why you trying to fight me? I thought we was cool. And Tio was like, well, I got to take your belt. He said, after that, we could be cool again.
Yeah, that's
you know.
Shout out to a guy named Dave King. Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out. Bro.
That's it from Aurora, Illinois. I'm Chicago, King. So shout out to you. You across the pond.
I'm in Aurora, down the street.
Down the street. Go ahead.
What's going on?
I'm just here to show some love to Upper Echelon. You came by my chat last week and I saw the link. I didn't want to take too much of y'all time. I just thought it was a damn good pay-per-view.
You know, we got the open panel going down. You know,
no doubt. Y'all cooking right now. I just want to say that it was a damn good pay-per-view on Saturday. I gotta say, this is probably the first pay-per-view in a long time where I'm sitting on the sofa. I had purchased and I didn't even change the channel until the end credits came on and they say pay-per-view say thank you for your purchase. I haven't done that in a long time, family. I mean, to the point of just watching Garcia and that fight there. Let me say this one thing too before I go. Charlo was about 175, 180 at least.
Oh yeah.
He was a good at least 180. I mean, I looked at him, I was like, this man's a goddamn strong safety out there fighting against a junior middleweights.
He was 166 on the way in.
And he was fighting against a junior middleweight look like, but I was happy at the performance because if this happened like a year and a half ago, Benavidez been knocked out the ring. You know, it was good that he was out for 29 months. You can tell like he had his punches in bunches. You can tell there's a little bit of rush, you know, the footwork at times a little sloppy, but he had it there. You could tell he was working out. You know, there's a couple of shots I normally wouldn't see Charlo take, but at the end though, I'm glad he got the ring rust off. And I'm on the opinion that Canelo's going to fight him and Benavidez next year. And I think that the smoke will be ducked till September. I hope it happens Cinco de Mayo. I think Canelo's going to take Charlo first in May and then Benavidez in September.
I think they need to go ahead and put Benavidez first. And and people can say what they want. I still got Canelo stopping Benavidez, even though we seen with Boo Boo. Because before I was going to bet on Boo Boo, and then I was watching the guy on Morning Combat. You know, I was watching the preliminary fights, and I seen Michelle Rivera. The boy was huge. I seen him beat Sergey Lipinek real convincingly, and I seen Vito Mielnicki knock Alexis Salazar out in the first round, knocked him down 3 times. The same Alexis Salazar that went the distance with Xander Zayas, the same one that gave Carlos Adames problems at 160. This man took him out in 1 round, knocked him down 3 times. But they was explaining something to me, and I was thinking, like, you damn sure right. Like, we put this mystique on Boo Boo. But if we look back at Boo Boo's resume, his toughest 2 fights was Vanes Martirosyan and that dude Kelly. Neither one of them are world beaters. His toughest fight was against B-class fighters, and he got split decisions against them. If you look back at Boo Boo's record, he has not beat a super fighter yet, and the fighters that he went the distance with, he got split decisions with. So he had the potential to be great, but we never seen it. And we seen him struggle and get split decisions with regular fighters. And I never thought about that. Like, we was always thinking about the name Boo Boo and the class that he came out with, Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter. He came out with that class right there of Olympians. And so, you know, he always had the mystique and he always had the potential to be great. But if you go back and comb through his resume, he doesn't have not one great win on there. Like, and the two people that went and got split decisions with him, they got destroyed against other people. And like, if you sit there and think about that, then you like, so how good is Boo Boo? And like, I think we all just got caught up in the mystique because Canelo didn't want to fight him. So, you know, we was like, okay, well, you know, think about it. Canelo say he's a horrible fighter.
Mhm.
And, you know, if you think about it, maybe Canelo was right. Because, like, he went to, okay, this is what I was going to say. With the Vanes Martirosyan, he got a split decision, right? And that was in 2013, right? That was his best win in 2013. And then he got in a fight with Walter Kondonkwo, right? When he won the vacant WBO middleweight title. He got Jack Coughlin. That was his second hardest fight against Jack Coughlin. And he got a split decision against Jack Coughlin. And that was in 2017, right? Now, Jack Coughlin was, you know, he was 33-4. That man was 33-4. Him and Boo Boo had a split decision, right? But if you go back and look at Coughlin's record, Sergey Derevyanchenko beat him with a unanimous decision. Boo Boo split decision that man. Sergey Derevyanchenko beat him with unanimous decision, and Macy Salucky beat him with a unanimous decision after Boo Boo split decision this man. You feel what I'm saying? So like, you go back and comb through Boo Boo's resume, Boo Boo really, and you know, he got the UDO Macy Salucky, but he really doesn't have no standout wins. And like, we seen him when he came to 168 and he fought Damon Nichols and got the unanimous decision over Damon Nichols. He got a unanimous decision over Damon Nichols. This is the same person that Berlanga dropped 4 times in the first round. Edward Berlanga put Damon Nichols on his ass 4 times. And Boo Boo got a unanimous decision. So if we sit there and look at stuff at face value instead of, you know, putting a mystique on fighters, then we would have understood that Boo Boo really hasn't done nothing, and he really was a basic fighter. He fought B-level fighters and took split decisions against B-level fighters who get railroaded by other fighters. So we really can't even, he really doesn't even have no signature win, except for the Vanes Martirosyan, and that wasn't even a unanimous decision. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, Preston, let me chime in on that. You're so right, because his competition was tied to his promotional situations that did not lead to good fights. We all got to remember, it all started when he signed to Rock Nation. How do y'all remember that?
Yeah,
We got to go years ago.
Yeah,
That's when it really started. He was with HBO, and when he was with HBO in the beginning times, he could have worked with PBC and before all that transition going out there. But he took the Jay-Z deal. And who did Jay-Z sign back then? He had Boo Boo, he had Cotto, and I think they had Gamboa for a little bit. They had like 4 or 5 fighters and just wasted like millions of dollars and stunted people's careers. That held him down for years. So the guys you're naming there, that's the result of Rock Nation, part of that, putting the competition out there. Then he just made bad decision after bad decision. We know he went to the zone, and then of course you're going to follow the money. You're going to see Canelo, you got Triple G, but he should have stayed when he had the fight with Charlo years ago, the PBC. The belts weren't there, but the stature, the fights, and the money was there. So he was his own ticking time bomb. He made bad decision after bad decision, and like we were saying, upper echelon, like we're looking at him as basically a basic fighter because of his competition. A lot of that's because the business end wasn't right. And one more thing too, frequent flyer. You know what though? I heard somebody in the chat talking about me. If you want that smoke, put 5,000 down. We can talk about anything.
Man,
frequent fire want to throw some noise out there, right? I see you, frequent fire. If you really want to talk that mess, I'm about my money and talk here. So let's go ahead and put 5,000 in escrow up the top here. We talk about anything, brother, but don't try to clown me when you over here. You know, I'm about my money and the facts. Yeah, I called you out, brother.
And
he called you out in that sound, but I see what you're saying, Dave. But if your competition isn't great, then you should excel above that right there.
You're right.
You should be split decisioning with these guys.
You are so right, brother. Yeah, I'm not disputing that at all. You're right. I'm agreeing. I'm just saying that the business added to that as well. So he was his own worst nightmare up until what we're seeing right now. You know, when guys make bad business decisions and they have a little bit of stature, but at the same time, though, when they ain't got their right management, we see how their careers falter.
Exactly. But if I'm in there and you put me up against people that's not on my level, I'm gonna smoke them and get them up out of there. We're not getting no split decisions. We're not getting unanimous decisions. They're getting put to sleep. Right. And that's what I was saying. Like, even though he had not good competition, he fought to the level of that competition. Like, he didn't do nothing to separate himself from the competition. If we go back and look, that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm. He fights down.
Yeah. And Chris Tucker, I got you rinsed up, homie. And Frequent, the man called you out, buddy.
He gonna try. No, I be showing up in certain chats and people don't know me. You see my setup. I know I'm not a boxing channel, but I love the sport. I'll say this: people don't think I know about the sport here. I've been to more fights this year. Y'all been in y'all entire damn lives.
Yeah. So my question:
why you quiet now, man? I seen your scroll.
It was on for Nines earlier, Dave. That's what you was talking about. It was
yeah. That was coming from me because I was talking about mental illness regarding Mel Charlo, and people don't realize the other aspects of that.
It was that T. Orlando guy that kept
yeah, Orlando too. Yeah, but because of black folks, we got certain things we talk about and don't know that we're ignorant of a lot of stuff in the community. So I take a stance that people we can have a conversation about that.
What people going through, like you can't define people's relationship. Like you don't know what's going on outside of these things right there. So
I felt bad. I felt bad for Mel because I can personally talk about when you're dealing with family members and you know that someone's acting really crazy and nothing you can do about it. But then when you're taking those shots over and again because you're there for family, people's like, he should have been there in his corner. He should have been there for his brother. You have no idea what Mel probably went through to say, I can't even be here for my brother. And people say, you got to be there for your family regardless. You can't be there for family regardless when you know your family's hurting you. Y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all just ignorant.
They forgot that Mel was beefing with Crawford, and his brother took Crawford's side and was with Crawford right after that fight. They forgot about that.
Yeah.
They forgot about Jamal and his wife with Crawford and them. You know, Frequent them came to the stage for you.
Wait a minute, before y'all get into the smoke, let me say this.
Let me talk first.
Let me say this, y'all. Okay, listen. Now y'all know prior to this, everybody know that Boo Boo is my ex baby daddy. Y'all know I was on that man. I was hurt. I'm still in mourning. I woke up today with tears in my eyes, like, dang, I can't believe he got done like this. So I'm not okay. No, I'm not okay. I knew Benavidez would win, but I'm not okay. But I do want to say this though. We can't forget about, because he brought up, Dave brought up some really good points about Rockefeller, but we can't forget about how Eddie Hearn did him as well with the fights, with holding him back, playing around with money, not trying to invest in him. And they pretty much let Canelo go, you know, and didn't even want to invest because Dave was going to put up 40 mil for Canelo, if I'm not mistaken. And Canelo, I think, or Eddie, something like that. So one of them two turned that down. I do remember.
It was Triple G. It was the Triple G fight. But
the Triple G fight.
He signed to them. He was getting paid the most money in his career, and they was paying him to stay away from Canelo and Triple G. And he was taking the $3 million to do that. Salute John Norrie. He did that to himself.
No, but they still wanted to put the money up for that fight, and they did not want to fight. For some odd reason, they did not want.
Canelo didn't want to go for undisputed. He said
no. With anyone. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna put all the blame on Boo Boo. I thought that it was a tall order to think that you can go up in weight to fight Benavidez. And I do, once we start talking about Boo Boo versus Benavidez more in depth, I got some things to say with that, with moving up in weight and doing all that, them not fighting true 168 pounders. But Frequent Flyer, welcome to the panel, King. I assume that you have some grievances to address with Dave.
Salute y'all, salute everybody on the panel.
Before you get started, hold on. Before you get started, shout out to my guy John Norrie and shout out to Crush the Legend. Peace and blessings, King. All right.
Yeah. Dave, I just wanted to say, ain't no smoke, man. I genuinely didn't know who you were. You know,
you and T. Orlando going in early. You and T. Orlando going in earlier, so I'm like, I'll pull up. I ain't scared of y'all.
Going in on who? I didn't even know who you. I didn't know who you were.
Okay,
I just asked who you were.
I'll be the man to say I read the comments and I was like, yo, what the hell? I'm here for the smoke now. Now, if I read it the wrong way you typed it, I'll fall back. That's what's meant.
Yeah,
I'm saying
who-
though, as men though, if someone says some smoke, I'm gonna say I'm here for the smoke. But if I read it wrong because it's a chat, I'll fall back. But
I think it was a misunderstanding.
But when people talk, I don't duck smoke. I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Lucille,
you know, that's why I'm up here too.
Lucille on the line. Lucille's right here. She could be on the line anytime.
Yeah, you know, that's why I'm here too. I just asked who was the dude with the stones in the back on the table because I saw you had the belt on the back of the table. That's all I said. I ain't had no smoke or nothing.
Okay,
you ain't say nothing.
Then. We good frequent.
You ain't say nothing that I disagreed with or nothing like that.
Okay, we good
You know.
then. I just saw Fanaz chat and I was like, okay, then I'm ready for it because you know people on YouTube be acting shady at times. So that's all. If that's the case, then I'll fall back. I could be man up to say I read it wrong.
That was T. Orlando talking that shit. I told
Okay.
you.
All right. I could be man and say I fall back and we can have some better boxing discussions.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good.
What y'all want to talk about though?
Okay, so back to this, and shout out to y'all too. You guys see, wasn't no name calling, wasn't no none of that. Two men handle it, just resolved the issue.
Shout out to my guy Robert Hill before you get started, Key. Robert Hill in the building. Peace and blessings, King.
So that's how it's supposed to. Shout out to that. Now let's get started on this Boo Boo versus David Benavidez fight. I felt like
Charlo first.
Okay, Charlo. Oh, I thought we already talked about that. Well, Charlo and Jose Benavidez. First of all, I want to say shout out to Charlo, man, to be able to have a mental to do that in the public eye, to have a mental breakdown in the public eye, get scrutinized. He could be on doing an Instagram video and people will find things to nitpick him about, say just evil things. I mean, there were people, even when Charlo won, they were like, how Jose couldn't beat a crackhead. Like, it was just so crazy, the disrespect that they were saying to Jamal. But for him to be able, yeah,
and they're the most racist fans in the sport. That's why whenever they get their asses kicked, I be right there front row to make sure I salute and take my sombrero off so they can see it. Like, yeah, because it's crazy.
Well, that is true. And so for him to be off for 2 years, be able to get back in the ring and to do that. Now, he was missing some shots, but that man, his jab, let me say, Jamal, I apologize. I forgot, bro. Like, you have the best jab in boxing. I gotta say, man, the man jab is back like it never left. Did you see them 3-piece jabs with the hook that he was coming back with? Oh my goodness.
Hey, Key, what I say when the fight was going on, we was in KQKC. What I say before Jamal got started?
He was gonna beat him up.
What I tell you, he was gonna beat him with?
Oh, the jab.
Before the fight even started, I told people, I said, look, Jamal ain't got it all there. But, you know, I used to box. And, you know, when you used to box, it's one thing that you never forget. It's like riding a bike. It's your jab. And before the fight started, the key, salute, King, peace and blessings. Now, everybody was worried about how Jamal was going to look in KQKC. I told everybody in there, don't worry about it. I say, what you don't realize is Jamal has a debilitating shotgun jab. And what people don't realize is a jab is the most dangerous weapon in boxing. Because when you're hitting somebody with the jab, you're messing up their spine when you're snapping their head back. Every time you pop them with the jab and they snap their head back, it's damaging the opponent's spine. And when you damage the opponent's spine, it's hurting them and it slows the movement down. It slows your opponent's movement down and it slows their reflexes down because that's your spine. And you're getting hit with a jab. And y'all all know Jamal had one of the best jabs in the game. You don't lose that. No matter how long you've been out the ring. I've been out the ring for years and I still have my jab. That jab is the end all be all. It's the basic rudimentary skills of boxing. That's the first thing you learn how to do is a jab. And once you learn the jab, then you feed off of that. People feed combos. If you look at Earl Spence, his whole routine revolves around him getting the jab, then going to the body. And that's why I said Jamal's jab is better than Jose Benavidez's whole lineup. That's what I was saying. His jab is that good that he's able to beat Jose Benavidez with just a jab. Like Devin Haney was good enough to beat George Kambosos with just a jab. you have some fighters that are leagues above other fighters and they excel. And the gap is so wide that there's no way they're going to be able to cross it. And there was no way Jose could cross that gap. And I knew after a while that jab was going to start hurting. That jab starts getting punishing. Earl Spence breaks eye sockets with his jab. And Jamal has a sharper and stronger jab. And so, like I said, I told everybody Jamal need about 1 or 2 rounds to get it going. I said about the 3rd or 4th, he's going to really get rolling. And Ed McQueen, peace and blessings, King. And as he was popping that jab, he started getting better and better. But he's take time to get all the way back. His jab was good. His jab did what it had to do. And I'm just glad that he was able to get the ring rust off. Now he can go to another training camp and he'll be able to get more sharper. And then after he get another fight, another training camp, he should be back to where he's supposed to be at. But remember this, as long as a boxer has a great jab, he's always in the fight. Always.
What Mar trying to do though? He trying to stay at 160 or he trying to go to 168?
He going to
got that
160.
Caleb Plant. He got that Caleb Plant beef. He got to get his stuff together.
He's got 2
man.
fights. He's got Plant and Canelo. Because remember, he would have had that Canelo fight 4 months ago if he was at least active for 1 fight in the last 2.5 years. So that's why I said earlier, I will not be surprised if Canelo picks him in May, then Benavidez in September. Got to look at the politics and the business of boxing. Would you want a Benavidez fight in September when you want to get more Mexicans in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena? Or do you want that mixed, diverse crowd for an American holiday like Cinco de Mayo where you get the black fighter, Mexican fighter? We got to equate the business aspect when we look at these fights getting scheduled and the matchmaking here and the timing, how Canelo's history is. So reason why I say that, because he would have had that fight was in September. If he at least had a fight within these last 3 years. Since he didn't, Mel stepped up. So Maul is in line for that Canelo fight. When we hear it, don't be like, oh, damn, here comes Canelo again doing his fight. We already saw it happen once. It's going to happen again. It's all about the timing and how they're going to play the politics of the money game between May and September. Because when you look at it, Benavidez, I know you say no, especially you think that Canelo wins that fight, but the harder fight, I'm going to wait that one to the end of my contract, not in the middle of the contract. Remember, it's a 3-fight deal.
You muted, bro.
That who was talking?
Dave,
Oh.
you muted, bro.
Dave.
No,
I
he
was-
was done. Or were you done?
No, I wasn't muted.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
you
was
was
done.
done? Oh,
What's
okay. Well, I was going to say,
Someone put me on mute then. I'm good now. But I was just saying though, it's about the politics between May and September. We got to look at the money game. The black fighter for May, he's not Mexican, Ecuadorian, American, whatever. You're gonna look at where the most Latinos will be in an area for Vegas when you're trying to maximize the money for a real Mexican holiday in September. That's
why I
the real
said
Mexican
May.
holiday. No,
That's why I
May.
said
No, May
May
is
would
the
be the
American
best time
holiday.
to
No,
Yes.
May's the American holiday. September's the
But
Mexican
they want
holiday.
they want that black and Mexican in September like they did before. Plus, they're giving Jamal Charlo a chance to build his name. If he beats Caleb Plant, that makes that fight that much more bigger. Right now, they're not seeing him and Canelo as a good fight because he's
Good point.
coming off of what's happening. Now that Benavidez and Canelo, the fire is hot right now. You got a Ecuadorian American Mexican versus a pure Mexican. You're gonna bring in that crowd that Benavidez has, plus you're gonna bring in the Mexican crowd, Cinco de Mayo. That's one of Canelo's biggest days of selling is Cinco de Mayo. Actually, he does the best numbers in May.
But let me add there though. When if you guys ever been to Vegas multiple times for Cinco de Mayo, that is the American. That's the American hotbed in May. That's the American hotbed. Because I've been both. I took my pops 10 years ago for Canelo Floyd in 2013. And I'm telling you, me and my pops almost got our asses whipped by every Mexican out there when Canelo lost. Because every Mexican wanted to beat every black man 10 years ago. That is the Mexican get up when they come to draw to September. You're right. You're making good points up there. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying the American side. I'm saying when you look at the politics, I see Maul in May, the way they're going to generate that, they're going to get all the Latinos coming for September because that's when they show up deep. I'm telling you, I never forget walking out of the fight with my pops. It was 8 of us brothers was like, yo, we didn't feel comfortable. Let's all walk together. We walked together while every single Mexican wanted to beat our asses that night because Canelo lost and Floyd won. So I'm just saying, just by being every year I'm always in Vegas for May or September, and I just see there's more Latinos in September. They come deep, they come heavy. Now, could the fight happen in May because of everything that happened? Yeah, I'm just looking at the money game. They're gonna want to milk that a few more months because Canelo can beat Maul. People have questions if he can beat Benavidez, and if you're on a 3-fight deal, would you rather do the hardest fight in the third fight or in the middle of the contract?
Wait, but Benavidez is not really a Mexican.
Shout out to
What's
my
that?
guy Expensive Paper with the $20 holler, that bag of that good stank with the Day of Reckoning, December 23rd. Bomb squad in the building.
That's
Yes,
my
it
boy
is the
right
Day of
there.
Reckoning.
That's a boy.
But like I said, the Day of Reckoning, I don't think AJ gonna win his fight. And I'm on record saying that right there. I think Otto Wallin might be too much for Anthony Joshua, especially that he done hop ship. So strap
Hold on,
season.
so Bennett,
I can post the picks if you need me to strap season, but usually I give the picks in here like the Friday before.
hey Upper, so Benavidez not really a Mexican because I heard Canelo talking about he ain't fighting no more
He
Mexicans.
Ecuadorian. He's part Ecuadorian. He ain't even Mexican.
Yeah,
But that's not true because they talking about he was in talks to fight Jaime Munguia, and he's a real Mexican.
Yes.
Oh, so he ain't gonna be able to duck then.
A frequent flyer.
Yeah.
He's Ecuadorian. People keep saying Mexican, but his family's from Ecuador, not Mexico.
He's Mexican and Ecuadorian, but you what your dad is, and his dad's Ecuadorian.
And he was raised in Arizona, so he claims the American side.
That's one thing that's not gonna happen, Rick. Canelo's not fighting David Morrell, period.
No,
He's not fighting David Morrell. That's not gonna happen.
that's a no.
Morrell need to fight Benavidez.
Benavidez ain't trying to do that.
He had the
Benavidez ain't trying to do that.
fight Morrell.
I've been pushing for that fight. I would love to see Benavidez versus Morrell, but Benavidez is not about to mess up his cash cow fighting David Morrell. He said he's right there in position to try to get Canelo fight. He's not fighting nobody but Canelo. He does not want David Morrell because David Morrell go through him like a buzzsaw. Who is Benzo?
Yo, what up, Upper? What's up, panel? How y'all doing?
Hey, Benzo.
What's going
Yeah, I
on,
just wanted to add a little
What's up, man?
perspective. You guys having a good conversation here. I like it.
What is that a picture of?
A shoe.
There's a tennis shoe.
A sneaker.
Oh, okay. I couldn't really see it at first. It was looking like a.
I'm gonna drop
praying
back in the chat, y'all. I gotta go.
Go ahead, Frequent. Thank you.
All right, Frequent.
What's up, Benzo? What you got to cook on, King?
Well, I wasn't really trying to cook, but I mean, I wanted to add some perspective on the potential of the Canelo Charlo fight. I think I kind of agree with the dude named Dave. The thing is, Canelo, you guys got to understand when you're at the top, when you're the money mover, whoever it might have been, De La Hoya, Mayweather, now it's Canelo, whatever, right? These guys are doing it for it's a business part of it, but it's also strategy, right? So like if you look at Canelo, he's gonna try to position himself, to have every advantage because he has the power to have that advantage. So it's no secret like that David has been having a hard time making that 168. Like every time that he fights, he's walking around at 200 plus pounds. This guy's he's really draining himself.
Yeah, he cuts about.
Is it in best interest to fight him in May or maybe wait until September? I think September. That's my opinion. I think he's gonna wait until that last fight of his 3-fight contract, and he's gonna take someone in May. Like, who knows? He might take Charlo. At Upper, you want Charlo to fight. Get another fight under his belt before he goes up to fight Canelo. But I'd love to see that fight too. But if you have what $10-15 million in front of you, Charlo hasn't fought in 3 years.
If Canelo fight come up, he's definitely gonna take it.
You gotta take it.
But I would just
see
say
what I'm saying?
people make a lot more money if Charlo got another fight because everybody was picking that Charlo to beat Canelo, not the little Charlo, but they was always picking Big Charlo to beat Canelo's worst nightmare. So if Big Charlo fights Caleb Plant and he looks good, he looks somewhat near his old self, then that fight would do at least 1 million pay-per-view buys because that's the fight everybody was clamoring for. All Canelo fans was acting like he wasn't scared of Charlo, but they knew it. And see, this right here, they could end all that with that fight right there. Now I'm gonna tell you like this. Only person I think beats Canelo at 168 is David Morrell. I've watched Canelo sit there for 4.5 years, and he's got his muscle density to the perfect of 168. His base frame is 168. Other people come up there, their base frames is off. His muscle density is 168 on the head, or really 167.8. He has a 0.2 ratio that he could lose. So if you fighting Canelo, you have to have at least 167.8 pounds of muscle. That's not to mention the fact that he's going to rehydrate to about 175, 180. So even though he's that size, you're going against 168 of pure muscle. Like he's done clenbuterol up and he's done got straight. Now it's the legal limit for them. They raised the legal limit so they could take a legal amount of clenbuterol now, Mexican fighters. And what people don't realize is when you take something like clenbuterol, after 24 hours, it dissipates in your bloodstream. So it's not concentrated no more. So even if you took a way overdose that's real super concentrated, after 24 hours, it would dissipate within your limbs and your bloodstream, and it will come up under that limit that they have. So if they don't catch you within 24 hours, you're good. And see, Canelo, you've seen the effects of it. He didn't sit down not one time versus Charlo. He stood up the entire fight between rounds. The man went in Panther stance where he was catching and shooting. He got hit with he got hit with a pull counter while he was punching. He was wide open. Jermell Charlo hit him with everything he had on that shot. He didn't budge Canelo's face. What Canelo did was look at it. He dropped his hands and he stalked him. After that, I said, oh, this man is unhuman. And that's when I knew, salute Marquis, that's when I knew Canelo is a monster up here. And I knew Benavidez, he leaves himself too wide open and he doesn't hit hard enough to hurt Canelo. And the way Canelo throws them punches, he throws them with bad intentions. He'd end up catching David Benavidez with something because his defense is not as great as it should be. Like Bivol even said, his arms hurt for 2 months after he fought Canelo. The man hits hard.
Mm-hmm. This is what I be honest with you guys. Oh, go ahead, Benzo. Did you have something to say, Benzo?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, you know, when it comes to the whole clenbuterol thing, you know, the whole snack thing, the Victor Conte and that other guy that was Benavidez. Nowadays, I just put that conversation to the side. I mean, if you look at all the boxers out there, I mean, look at Usyk, dude. That guy's head is the size of a frick 10 footballs, man. You know, I'm not gonna point fingers because for us to say that one person's on it and not everyone is just unfair.
No,
I was just gonna say that.
The WBC changed the rules, bro. I mean, it's not like I'm saying something that's fishy. They changed the rules where they raised the legal limit up. They raised the legal limit of clenbuterol in Mexican fighters. You can go look.
Yeah, no, I've seen documentaries on both sides. I've seen documentaries that support your point. I've also seen documentaries that argue that in Mexico, the hormones that are used on their cattle are different, and they do have traces of that. They've also found it in other boxers and other athletes. So what I'm saying is, I'm not going to argue either for or against it. You know, I'd rather just argue and talk about the boxing part of it, because I can bring up, you know, a documentary and you know, post it there where they lay out receipts on why something like that could happen to a boxer like Canelo. And then you will be like, oh, well, you know what? It makes sense. It's happening to all these other sports athletes, you know what I'm saying? But then I can also bring something out that says, hey, you know what? After a day or two, like you were saying, you know, stuff like that is not traced. But then again, you know, the VADA testing, right? Why is it that when they draw the blood, they don't keep the blood, right? All of these you know, high-end steroids and PEDs that are being manufactured abroad, they're not detected because they don't know of them yet. In the Olympics, right? If you participate in the Olympics 8 years ago, they retain the blood samples. So once the technology catches up, so that they determine, hey, this is a PED, they go back and they say, hey, we're taking your gold medal from 19 whatever or 2000 and whatever, because we've determined that. But in VADA, they take the blood and then they dispose of it. So like a year from now, you won't know who was cheating. So that's why the whole thing to me is just, you know, big. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
We know about Canelo, though. I'm sorry.
No,
Hold on
I'm
one
just
second.
saying,
Hold on one second. Let me shout out the Ping. Let me shout out Brock Howard, and let me shout out Nick J. Peace and bless y'all. You know I gotta shout out everybody come in real quick. And my guy Ping One, salute. Marquis, salute. Okay, I think that's everybody that just came in. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Dave, go ahead, King. It look like you got something to cook on.
Look, one thing about Canelo though is that when he got popped, he had enough where he basically had to eat a whole damn cow. We got to remember there's levels to it. So when he got popped the wrong time when they tested him, it was literally the levels of he ate 3/4 of a cow. So they caught him right when he was on his cycle when he got popped there. So I know what you're saying up there that they're raising the levels and you could be doing this, you could be doing that. He popped dirty. And not only did he pop dirty, he was literally on the same day cycle when you have those elevated levels. So I just want to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he had traces. He ate the whole damn cow, which means that he just shot it in his system. And then they came, so, oh, we got a drug test. And that's, oh, damn, they got me. That's literally the timing of what happened to Canelo there. If they waited like a good 12 hours, we would be saying traces. Now, they got him literally at 8 a.m. going through his morning breakfast orange juice cycle, basically. So I just want to add that on there.
So let me play devil's
I put the thing up there.
Can I play devil's advocate real quick? Okay, so when this happened with Canelo popping dirty, because that's my main grievance with Canelo. Otherwise, he would always be on my pound for pound, because I think Canelo's a hell of a fighter. But Victor Conte came out in Canelo's defense and said when they did a hair sample for Canelo, it came out negative. And that, but Victor Conte also just a couple weeks ago doubled down on Alicia Baumgartner. Remember, if you guys recall, allegedly Baumgartner tested positive for some type of great use. And Baumgartner came out 2 weeks ago and said that she was just tested by another company, her hair, and for around that time, and it was negative. But Victor Conte came back and said, well, we need to know the company. And, you know, he's making all these stipulations for Alicia Baumgartner, but when it came to Canelo Alvarez, I just found it very interesting that he was the one that tested Canelo Alvarez's hair and gave all the stipulations and said no, he was not using steroids. So I just want to throw that monkey wrench in there, play devil's advocate. Can
I add too? When was the timing? When was the timing of the hair sample? That is the key thing too as well.
He got caught going against Triple G.
But the time if he took the hair sample, when did he take it compared to when they came and said you got basically 3/4 of a cow in your system? See, when did they take that hair follicle test? That's key. And did Canelo have a haircut?
Yeah, but at the same time,
good questions to ask, right?
Yeah, those are really good questions. But at the same time, another good statement to to answer all that as well is when it comes to our hair, that stuff remains in our system forever. When it comes to hair, that's why drug tests are moving away from urine samples. They're looking at blood and hair now because, it tells a more complete story. Now, when was the hair sample taken for Canelo and Triple G? Of course, Victor Conte ain't going to give all those details.
Exactly.
But 2 weeks ago with Alicia Baumgartner, with her hair sample, they said that they were able to go push it, look at the time when she fought, which was in July through August, and see that there was no illegal hair sample. Now, I do want to say in Alicia's defense, the drug test company that did come and test Alicia was we've never heard of. It wasn't
don't know who they are.
We don't know.
It's called WADA. I've heard of them. It's called WADA.
No, it wasn't WADA that tested her pop-up. It was another company. I know what she's talking about. It was outside of WADA. There's a brand new upstart company.
Yeah, we never heard of it. And then I also want to say too, Eddie Hearn, because this also goes into what Regis just did an interview on, I think it's like No Smoke TV. Shout out to those kings. Where Regis said, made the comment, I'm going to tie all this together. Regis made the comment, it was really disheartening for me, where he said that he knows that Eddie Hearn pretty much doesn't support him like that. That, you could just see that. Remember, I told you guys, I feel like Eddie is B-siding Regis in his own fight. And he basically confirmed that my allegations, my assumptions with that. And the reason why I bring that up is because who is Alicia Baumgartner with? I just feel like when it comes to Eddie Hearn and them boys, man, I don't trust them. You know what I'm saying? And when them fighters, when they speak on Eddie Hearn and the things that they be doing, just like Boo Boo Andre, I'm just going to say that. But when it comes to certain fighters who they want to prop up and who they are ready to deactivate, man, there's no telling what they'll do to get them people up out of that. So that's all I got, y'all. Go ahead.
Can we start calling Eddie Hearn Fast Eddie? Because all his fighters pop dirty for the last 5 years. Let's just call him
Man.
Fast Eddie right now. The Zone is Fast Eddie. It started with Big Baby Miller. Remember Big Baby Miller getting popped dirty? I was actually at the fight in Chicago, but that's when he popped dirty after the fact there. But man, we just call Eddie Fast Money Eddie because he's over here doing little slides here and there when it comes to these testing here.
That is definitely true. And so, and then, to be honest with you, though, I have to keep it 105 across board. I feel as though if we're going to have this type of harsh, if we're going to look at fighters that are popping dirty for PEDs, I also do not think there is any room in the sport to be popping dirty for recreational use now either. I think that we need to, I just wish that there was a standard, a universal standard in boxing for when it comes to PEDs and recreational use. So it could be handled the same across the board, because at the end of the day, these are people that have fans, that they're young children that look up to them, and boxing needs to have a standard, even if we never really did, but there needs to be a standard. Okay. But go ahead, y'all. Is there anything that you guys want to cook on when it comes to, the Jose and Jamal fight? Is there anything else that you guys wanted to say about that?
Well, I wanted to get Echelon's thoughts on I know that we all like to see Charlo get another fight, right? He had a long layoff. Honestly, I'm really sensitive to what he went through because I've had that in my family and stuff. So I'm no one to point a finger, and people that point fingers at him and they talk shit about him, it's unfortunate in my opinion. But after he was off with such a large layoff, it's really tough to expect him to come in and he didn't make the weight, right? Okay, well, he fought a 10-round fight. This was sort of just to kind of get back in the groove of things, right? But if he is given the opportunity to fight Canelo in May, right, where do you guys see that fight? Because now we're looking at a guy that is a 168 pounder. He's going to be a 168 pounder. So where does that fight is that the fight that Canelo is going to win easily, or is that something Canelo should worry about? Like, do we see an upset there? For me, with Canelo and Charlo, if it happens in May, is that something that I don't see him fighting Munguia in May. For some reason, I don't see that deal going through with De La Hoya.
No, the fans are going to, because of this magnificent performance that Benavidez put on day before yesterday. Their fans ain't supporting that. So
they want we all want it. We all want Benavidez.
Yeah,
so, but I don't think it's gonna happen in May with Benavidez. It's gonna happen if it happens in September. What are his other options in May? He's not gonna fight Morrell.
To be honest with you, I don't want Jamal versus Canelo. I want Jamal versus Plant. I want Jamal to get his lick back. Period. That's it. I think that it'll be a marketing, just a genius to fight in Cinco de Mayo, or like Dave said, in September with Benavidez. Maybe go through, if he was to fight Munguia, that'd probably be like a tune-up fight for his body to get accustomed to it. Benavidez can get a fight in too, and then they bang it out in September. I don't know, but Canelo and Benavidez need to happen. Honestly, if I was Canelo, that Benavidez would be my last hurrah. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like, Benavidez, because Benavidez coming with that heat. I will fight Benavidez at the last of that 3-fight deal. So we got 2 left. Lead the third one for Benavidez. Bow out to your fans and pass the baton to Benavidez, because he's next man up. Canelo know what time it is. What do you think, Dave Upper?
Yeah. I say like this, right? I feel like I want Jamal versus Caleb. I don't want to see Jamal fight nobody else but Caleb. And I feel like you can put that on a Cinco de Mayo with Benavidez and Canelo. That would do huge numbers. And look, Caleb, he's a past opponent of both of them guys. And then we're gonna see how Jamal fares up against it. Just how we'll see how Benavidez will fare up against Canelo. which I think Canelo still stops him because he has too much holes in his thing. But yeah, shout out to my guy Expensive Paper with the $20 holler on the Cash App. Got that big boy rims going down. Bomb Squad. Shout out Expensive Paper, my guy, on the Cash App with the $20 holler. But
Dave,
yeah,
oh, sorry, Upper.
but yeah,
Now-
I think they should do it in May.
Now, like I was saying, what I said and what I want are two different things. What I want is Canelo Benavidez. I just want everybody to understand that. But I understand the business aspect of the game here. So if for some reason the public outcry comes out, we hear Cinco de Mayo at T-Mobile and saying Benavidez got the shot, I am sitting in section 2. I will be right on the ring area for that fight. I am there front and center. That's what I want. I'm just looking at the fact that Canelo's been a business in boxing. It's a business first, business second, then the sport third. We got to remember that. You know why I say it like that? The A side, whoever your A fighter is, his business got to be right. Then whoever's the B side fighter, his business got to be right. Doesn't matter if they have the same manager, same promoter. They have two different lives, two different families, two different camps. So business on one side got to be right here. Then the business on their side got to be right here. And then the sport happens when they walk in the ring and the bell rings, right? So when we look at boxing, you got to look at it as a business. And on top of that too, guys, I got to let y'all know, I'm not trying to pull my collar or anything like that, but boxing's only $1 million sport. When we talk about basketball, we talk about football, those are billion-dollar industries. Like what I do for work every day, I deal in trillions and billions. And so when you look at boxing as $1 million sport here, it's like a going out of business sale for every single fight. They trying to get as much money as possible for this fight to get ready for the next going out of business sale. So what do we want and what the business dictates are normally two different things. And Canelo has a history of doing business first, then the sport second. So what do I want? Of course I want Benavidez. But who do I see? I see that they're going to double back that Mel because we got a storyline. Why? He beat little brother. Big brother got to get his lick back. He didn't fight him at 154. He didn't fight him at 60, just like Mel. So we're here at 168 now. It's a built-in storyline for the casual fans. They're able to sell it to the people, to the media when they're building the fight up. And then finally, we'll have the monster in September. I want to be wrong. Just let y'all know that. I'm just looking at the way they're going to make the money, the way they're going to market it. And then when that comes to play here, Canelo's going to juice out every single penny until it's time to do what he got to do.
Canelo gonna walk away with, oh, man, that man finna be so rich in 2024 when he's done.
I mean, he had $100 million in guarantees.
That is insane. But
At least.
exactly.
But no, he messed himself up because he had a 2-fight deal for $100 million. He passed on that and went to the zone. So now he came back, and now it's a 3-fight for $100 million. So he got an extra fight in there this time.
You gotta remember that's the minimum though. So you gotta remember the back end, the upside. That $100 million. If he the right dance partner, that's about 150 easily next year. If everything falls into place here, that's just the bare minimum.
Well, he made about 60 on that Jamel Charlo fight because they did over 700,000 pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So they did over 100,000 pay-per-view. So he got his 35 guaranteed, and so they take that off the top. Plus they had a 25 million gate. So 700. That's 56 million in pay-per-view sales.
Let me ask something here that no one talks about. The back end that the MGM group pays these fighters that no one talks about in these contracts. There's a lot of back end money these guys get that no one sees. You don't think that they have personal deals with the executives of the MGM group or whatever, if it's going to be a T-Mobile, MGM Grand and things of that nature. There is so much money behind the scenes that we don't know about because we're the fans. We only see what the contract and the basic numbers are. There's a lot of back end money that no one talks about.
That's
you want
why
this fight?
Al Heyman.
Exactly. You want this fight in Vegas? It thinks like, do you think they're paying for the rooms at the MGM and whatever they think? Do you think they're paying for food? There is so much compage that goes on that when you're not paying, you're making money. There's a whole bunch of things behind the scenes that people don't see. It's like, why would it happen? This happen here because the most money possible.
Yeah, like they like we hear like 750,000 pay-per-views. I say that's let's say they just did a $30 million for the pay-per-views in total revenue. 30 million, but with everything that they made, how much money Vegas made with bets and everything else, that was $100 million fight, and you don't even know it. So,
There is so much money in Vegas happening that
Man.
the average, I'm gonna say everybody's broke these days, and the average person don't understand how that money flows when they sign these fights. I never forget when I saw Floyd a decade ago and how the cab driver was able to break down the money. The cab drivers realized how much Floyd brought on a Medina weekend. I was like, God damn. So a lot of us here don't talk about the intricacies of the travel tourism business, that when these fights happen and how these fights get a cut of a little bit of these extra things that go on to as well, that these conversations don't happen because it's business and it's not sexy.
See, look, I give y'all a perfect example. The Australian government paid for the Kambosos and Haney fight. They paid for all expenses and everything, and they cleared at least 100 off tourism.
yeah.
They got to sell the country. How we do this here? We'll pay for the fight, but everything comes to play: media, commercials, corporations, sponsorships, Visa, Amex, you name it. So many of these other companies that come in. Hey, Canelo, can we just put this on your shorts for $10 million? I was born ready. Put it on my shorts. And then, hey, Canelo, can we put this on your back and put a little marker? Remember back in the day when they had the magic marker for the thing.com for the betting? Sure, $5 million. I was born ready. Man, there is so many million-dollar deals that go into play. Canelo probably makes additional $50 million that y'all don't even know about.
They said Floyd Mayweather said, remember, for his logo to even be shown on Showtime on his own thing was like,
I remember that.
Remember that? I was like, dang, he getting paid and it's his own show.
remember when he had Hublot from Floyd had for the Hublot watches on his pants? Hublot was dropping 7 figures just to put their name on the top of his shorts.
And a free watch.
Right.
I was gonna say that, you know, I don't know, mess around and find out that Canelo Benavidez fights happens in Saudi Arabia. Those dudes are paying top dollar for the fights.
I'm glad you
know
brought
what I'm
that up.
Saudi Arabia.
He's in a 2-fight contract, so he can't go to Saudi Arabia because
Not yet. But no, I'm gonna say to you guys, not now, but by 2030, Saudi's gonna be in the NBA business. They're already trying to get into tennis. They already took over golf with Liv.
No, they already took over tennis. They already took over
tennis. I mean, Liv with the Liv merger, it took like a year and a half here. Wait till one of these Saudi billionaires from that investment group says we dropping $10 billion on the worst NBA franchise and bring all the salaries up with that as well. And then when they get a chance, they can get into the white billionaires club with the NFL. But boxing, no later than 2030, you're gonna see a whole bunch of that Saudi investment fund dropping all kinds of money. God damn. I'm saying right now, but 2030, y'all, we sleepy right now.
Dave, did you see how they did? Did you see how they
Vegas ain't gonna let them get so deep in that boxing though.
I mean, Vegas never gonna go away. I'm just saying that they're gonna be here to stay. On what I'm saying here. By 2030, they're gonna be a fabric in boxing. It's gonna be involved, just like how we say how Floyd, you know, hard work, hard work. You know, that's gonna be part of the fabric with Saudi in about 7 years. I'm just saying it's gonna be synonymous.
Did you see how they did it with golf? How they started picking off the players first?
Yes, Live Golf. You're right. When they start off with Live Golf being a competitor, when the PGA filed a lawsuit, they didn't have the long way that the Saudi group had to fight the lawsuit for years. When they knew that Saudi said, "Go ahead and sue us for $40 million," we got $300 billion. We got gold and oil money. And you know what PGA said? Okay, let's talk merger.
No, but then you got still though, Dave. A couple of those players got caught doing they was doing double business with them.
Oh yeah.
Remember
I mean,
that? So they let that team get out. Some of them golf players was like, "Shit, we can't expose." You know what I'm saying? Because
but you're right. You are so right. The biggest thing is when they started paying the golfers, they was getting them 17. They're getting filmmakers 17, 20 million just to play 2 events a year. You're giving this guy $5 million when he will never have that career earnings. They just came, so we're just gonna overpay everybody and make PGA blink. That's basically what happened. We'll give everybody their career paydays, and we're just gonna wait and see how long they can hold out. And PGA is like, we got old money, but we ain't got Saudi money. We ain't got oil money. And in less than 2 years, they are partners now.
Yep, and it's gonna be the same thing. They're gonna be in everything. Like
Saudi princes, they know what they know, and they know money.
Well, here's what's going on with Saudi right now. They've been having money since the beginning of millennia. The problem is though, they don't have the cosign of white Western America. So they trying to get, once they get the cosign where that they can work hand in hand with Western world, the white billionaires, because they got more money than the white people. The thing is, they want credibility. And once you get credibility, that's when you're going to see these checks just flowing in. You got to start somewhere. Like I said, we said tennis, we're seeing golf. Wait till 2030, guys, because they're slowly integrating to West culture. And when they're here, they'll be here to stay. We're going to see cats in 2030 making $80 million a year in NBA contracts.
Yep. Facts.
Well, that's good for boxing at the end of the day. I mean, I think, right? I mean, having them, even if I don't think they're ever going to replace Vegas, but they're making a big investment in their economy. I mean, the reason going back to your point, they've been rich in oil for all these years, right? But where are we going to be 50 years from now, 30 years from now with regards to oil? And they know it. They're going to lose the grip on their wealth because oil is becoming less and less of a of a necessity with regards to everything going electric. So you start thinking about all the money they're investing. Some of these fights, these YouTube, I doubt they're making any money like with how much money they're paying. But at the end of the day, they're trying to become that attraction, right? All the YouTubers, all the celebrities flying everywhere now, all that stuff is comped and paid for.
And here's the thing too, they gotta spend the money. They've been sending us money for decades and millennia, and they can't spend it. That's why you see Dubai build up the way you see those buildings. You see monstrosities of a metropolis here. We gotta spend it somewhere. What are we gonna do? We like watching boxing. Let's give these dudes some money and bring them over here, and we can get some credibility here. So the thing is, you're right. We need to spend it.
Wilder been talking about the Saudis and their money. Deontay Wilder, he was one of the first ones to bring it up. He said, if you want to make the fights, holler at the prince. Holler at the Saudi prince.
So do you guys think, because what I'm hearing, speaking of money, I find it very interesting, and there's a couple people talking about it in the chat, Earl versus Bud, the rematch. From what I'm hearing, I've been listening to a couple of podcasts recently. From what I'm hearing is that they don't have the money to put behind the Earl and Bud fight yet.
They got it.
Really?
That they're not trying to, because the first one was such a one-sided fight. They don't know if the interest is there to see a part 2. That's the first thing. Now, number 2, what I am hearing, because Bud Crawford was at the fight this weekend. Some people say that he was scouting, looking at the Benavidez and everything, looking at the Charlo. But he doubled down though, and I respect Bud on this. He's standing 10 toes down on this now. He said he won't Canelo. So he's doubling down. But the thing is, let's look at it from a business perspective. Would this fight sell? Would you rather see Bud versus Canelo or Jamal versus Canelo?
Charles Young, I told you Charles Young. Yep. And I like to see Jamal versus Canelo. Bud too small, man. But
I don't want to see third weight class for Canelo. We got to call him the weight class bully now if this happens. He will really be the weight class bully.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, earlier Kay was making a comment about the weights, and then I saw it on the chat too. I think Rick Timms was saying, the whole concept of weight bullying. We have when does it become weight bullying? I mean, if you have someone that's fighting at 160 pounds since 2016, and now he's gonna go up to 168. I mean, is that really weight bullying? I'm talking about Charlo here. When does it become weight bullying? Like, I mean, is that considered a small guy to fight, a Canelo or a Benavidez? I mean,
no, because the way.
Charlo, bro.
Let me clarify my statements here. When I say weight bully, if you can make the weight, you're not a bully.
Exactly. And
I was just joking around. I'm saying about the Canelo because he's fighting a guy. If it's 3 weight class for Bud, it's 2 for Mel. If Maul comes up, it'll be 1 weight class. He's at 160. I'm just joking around, calling him the weight because he's bringing guys up. But in actuality, when we talk about weight bullies, if the guy's fighting division can make the weight, he's not a bully. He's able to. His metabolism allows him to get to that weight here. So we gotta stop that. I'm just joking around that because he's bringing guys up, or Bud wants it really, but I don't want to see Bud fight at 147. I want to see him fight Earl or Boots. Stay in your area, or Charlo. Boots, Earl, or or Charlo, but stay in your weight.
Yeah,
I think
or Tim Tszyu.
Yeah. Last point. I think that is. I think it says a lot with the sport where everybody, all you continuing to hear is money, 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 big money fights, big money fights, big money fights. Where we will have a fighter at 147 that was willing to jump up 2-3 weight classes to even fight a 168 to get more money. So that's quite interesting to me. But I do want,
21 damn pounds.
I know, I didn't put it on him. He said he was
I know that's crazy as hell.
And that's on Friday, 21 pounds. We know it'll be over 30, 35 by Saturday.
Okay,
at least.
So then let's play devil's advocate. Do you guys think it was wrong, since the fight for Jamal Charlo and Jose Benavidez was scheduled for 163? Jamal came 3 pounds over. I think he was fined $75,000 per pound, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a little more.
$25,000.
Okay, he was fined $125,000 because of
that's an investment.
But
125,000 pounds an investment, because that's for Canelo. You gotta remember, he even said, I'm on the 168 now. So he did it because I'm paying $200,000, $300,000. I'm giving this to you so I can invest this for Canelo in 5 months. That's an investment, baby.
So you think that hindsight is 2020? This is basically him getting his body ready. This was basically a punch and back fight, an active punch and back fight for a future fight with Canelo in 2024.
Exactly. And see, they said that he was going to be a damn. He talking about, I'm not no damn slow leak, but Jose Benavidez, everybody knew you was just a warm up fight. He the one that took it seriously. Nobody took him serious but him and his dad.
Come on, Danny Garcia gave him that work about a year ago. If Danny Garcia gave him that work, we knew.
Danny Garcia looked like he was back in the amateurs on his toes.
Man, I thought Danny was back. I was like, "Come on, Danny, get you a belt." Yeah. And I was like, it's Benavidez. My bad.
Danny was on his toes, float like a butterfly on this guy.
Man, he looked sweet in that fight. So you bring in Charlo, who's going to put extra weight in. Man, it was a showcase fight for Charlo. Let me look good. People can sell this for Canelo in a few months. That was a showcase fight. Do I look good and do I deserve the big payday?
Exactly.
Right. True.
All he was a damn motherfucking tactical dummy. That's it.
Hey, I do got a channel, Big Dose. It's that dude named Dave's my name.
Yes. Yeah, definitely check out Big Dose. We're gonna do our final arguments. Our final points, our final thoughts. Benzo, what you got, King?
No, I just appreciate you guys letting me up here. I always listen to you guys. You know, I like how it's not combative, man. Some other channels, people just go and they start yelling at each other. Can't even hear what the heck they're talking about. But yeah, I just wanted to add one more point. You know, I'm kind of in between when it's Canelo Morel, because I'm half Cuban, half Mexican. So I'm not really I'm not a diehard Canelo fan. I'm a boxing fan. Like I have boxing. I'm a fan of any boxer that I feel, I like. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Mexican dude. It doesn't have to be a white dude or a black dude. But I'll tell you this much.
Over here, buddy.
I'll tell you this much. When it comes to Canelo and Benavidez, I'm just super freaking excited to watch that fight, because after I saw, I know that you guys were playing down Boo Boo a little bit, but just because the people he fought weren't the biggest names, he had a high knockout percentage. This guy was undefeated. He was no pushover. You see what I'm saying? He just lost against a young, strong, tough dude, and that gets me excited over seeing that Canelo fight with him, because you're gonna fight for Canelo. You can't lose with that fight. If he loses a fight against Benavidez, or he lost against a young dude that was up and coming, a big dude, and you can't say it was a small guy. He went out on his shield. If he wins that fight, I think that puts him as the top Mexican boxer in the history of Mexican boxers, in my opinion.
You got to be real first.
Well, I mean, that's a great fight, man. That's a great fight.
I got
that's a great fight.
From 168 to 200. Real stop.
Well, Echelon, we're gonna disagree on that one and agree to disagree, because here's the thing, though. I still haven't seen Morel against top competition, and what we saw with Boo Boo. Once we get Morel, like if
I'm a procurer of talent, and I know talent when I see it. And I've done watched it, and he's getting better every fight. That man right there, it's a reason why David Benavidez is avoiding him. That's all I can tell you. It's a reason why Benavidez don't want that fight.
Benzo, put down, King.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
No
All
problem.
right, you have a good one, Benzo. Peace and blessings,
All right.
King.
A guy named Dave, what you got, King? Thank you for coming up. I always enjoy your shows.
Appreciate y'all having me on. I love the conversation, the dialogue. Like my man said here, no yelling, no arguing, no disrespect here. You know, we can get elevated at times, but we keep it respectful and have these good ass talks. I can love it and I can dig it. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all. Let me click the link. Like I said, Upper Echelon came on my channel last week. You know, y'all more than welcome to come to my channel when I go live. And like I said, at the end of the day, when people say, you know, I'm a boxer fan as well as I'm a fan of boxers, I live and breathe this sport here. Y'all see, I don't have a boxing channel and my background's boxing. All right. Ali looks over me. So I love this boxing sport. I just hate that, you know, sometimes the money gets involved, but that's a part of it. But you know what, though? 2023 was a damn good year for the PBC, whether you're a PBC fan or not. They put on the fights this year as they going out on top of Showtime here, but we know it's not over for them. Whether they're going to be on Netflix or Amazon Prime, that if they're putting fights like this year, I'm looking forward for the future and mini fights. We're not all going to get the fights we want here, but if PBC continues what they did this year, I'll be a happy man for the years to come here. And another thing too, when it comes to Canelo, I'm going to say this here. I will probably go to the next Canelo fight because I've been Canelo's bad luck. When I went to see Canelo 10 years ago, he lost, and I stayed at the Venetian with my pops. When I went last year in May, I stayed at the Palazzo, the connecting sister property, and he lost. So if I go see, if I'm in the building for Canelo and I stay at Venetian Palazzo, he will lose. So if he fights Benavidez, guys, I will stay at the Palazzo and I'll be in the building and he'll get his third loss. And I'm calling that because it's been history already.
Hey, thank you, King. It's always a blessing. Y'all make sure you drop your link in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all follow a guy named Dave. Really,
that dude named Dave. It's cool. That dude named Dave, but I'll drop the link and I appreciate y'all having me on.
Yes, he's very, very out of Aurora, Illinois. He's just up the street from me. I'm in Chicago, so shout out to that King, man.
Chicago, stand up.
Chi-town all day, every day.
Y'all be good. I'll see y'all later.
Peace and blessings, King.
Peace and blessings, King. I'll see you, bro.
Lane, Upper, what you got, King? What you got? You want me to close it out?
I just want to say peace and blessings to everybody. I appreciate everybody for coming out, and you know, I'm gonna let Keith finish it off. But peace and blessings. We'll see y'all all back here tomorrow, and I'll let Keith close it out.
Rick, shout out to you, King. Queen, Raina, yes, girl, pray for me, girl. Frequent Flyer, shout out to you, King. J Square Films, Pink One, the Keggy, Zenith, as always. Shout out to you, King. Coach Amber, the Queen. I was waiting for you to come up here, Coach Amber, to cook on this because I know you want to get in on the Benavidez talk. I agree with you, Queen. I didn't like that Charlo did not remain disciplined, but now that hindsight is 2020 and I see the setup that's being made, I see why he came in at that weight. John Nori, shout out to you. I thought you was going to get on here and talk about the establishment. Shout out to you, Dondrick Dean, Rod Rocker, Big Dose 513, my 3 favorite numbers. That's my birthday. Shout out to you, King. Shout out to that whole boy. Shout out to you. Nick J in the building. Shout out to you. Al Booga. Let's see. Who else? Again, that dude named Dave. Shout out to you, man. Let me see. Oh, Expensive Paper. It's always good to see you, King. Good to see you, King. Day of Reckoning, December 23rd. I know we are going to be posted up. Shout out to Expensive Paper, man. All things as always, 10 toes down. What's understood don't have to be explained. Shout out to you, Aquaflex. Tomorrow, Aquaflex, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna open up do my dedication. I'm gonna use that anime character from IPO. I'm gonna open up with that. Okay, I promise, Aquaflex, I got you. Because we need to talk. You put me on that anime and we gotta talk. Daryl McKinney, shout out to you, King. Thank you for coming through. As always, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not forgetting anyone. Harlan Hemp, 831, wonderful show. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to you, King. If I'm getting you guys, I am sorry. Canelo needs to get Benavidez and Morrell, not trying to hear ish else. Tell him, Zenith, y'all better do it because Zenith gonna cuss y'all out if you don't. Zenith been cussing people out for the past 2 weeks. Y'all better make this happen, Canelo. You done heard the man. We want Benavidez. I don't even really want Morrell, but I do want Benavidez. Can't even stunt to y'all. Can't even stunt. I really want that fight. But thank you guys for coming through again. Rest in peace. My thumbnail is of Mr. Tia, the individual that was, he's a boxer, Samuel Tia, who was killed over Thanksgiving weekend. Condolences to his family, man. So you guys keep him lifted up in y'all prayers. Another person, Roman Villa. I know he only fought in June against Boots, but from my understanding, he's going through some physical things as well from that fight with Boots. So man, prayers up to these fighters, man. And to Ergashev, he quit on the stool, and Andrade, my ex-baby daddy. Y'all pray for these men, because at the end of the day, these are not supermen. You know what I'm saying? These are people just like us, and they are risking their lives every time they get in that ring. So prayers to these boxers. Keep their families uplifted. I pray that you guys had a wonderful holiday weekend. Peace and blessings to all of you. Upper, thank you for this show. Shout out to everybody that came on the panel. Thomas Hill, shout out to you, King. You dipped out before I could say anything. But Upper, shout out to you and your wife, y'all family. Thank you to your wife for lending us for a couple hours. As always, I am out the building. I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm out.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK to anybody killer. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. Stay on point, 6-2, gon' split em. LPN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eating bullet for dinner. 5 boys sell, eat em up, eat em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops, Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those things, nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding.